Hi guys, welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV, and it is the live watch along for the Tottenham Hotspur versus Brighton game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I am Barnaby Slater. I'm here today with Josh King. Josh, how are you doing, mate?
Good. Happy. I'm kind of confident for once.
Okay. What breeds that confidence?
Just having everyone back. Do you know what I mean? It feels good. And I'm actually quite happy. I know we're going to get into the teams, but I'm really happy Sonny's on the bench.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of relieved that we're not throwing him in desperation. Like
exactly.
Maybe in previous times we thought we'd need him, but because we got Werner kind of making assists, he's come in and done a good job. As you mentioned, let's get into that team news then. No real surprises at the back. Vicario, Porro, Romero, Mickey van der Ven, Destiny Udogie. And then it looks to us like Bentancur is going to be playing in the 6. Pierre Højbjerg has gone to the bench. Pat Matasar starts for the first time since coming back from the African Nations Cup. And James Maddison in that kind of 8-10 role. Timo Werner, as we mentioned, stays on the left with Sonny on the bench. Deki Kulusevski and the goal-scoring machine, Richarlison, as I don't doubt Josh has always been calling him a goal-scoring machine, starting at number 9. What are your other kind of main thoughts? Obviously, we're playing Brighton. It's in, you'd say if you were a neutral watching this game, you'd expect goals. You'd have your +2.5 or +3.5 goals in the game on both teams to score. Where can we hurt them? Because they really hurt us quite heavily at the Amex 6 weeks ago.
I feel like... Well, I feel like Richie's going to score today. I feel like their back three can be got at. Are they playing a back three? They have been for the past few games. But anyway,
I actually don't think they are. I'll quickly read through their team. Steele in goal, Lamptey, Dunk, Van Heck and Estupinian at the back.
Right.
And Lallana, Gilmore and Gross in midfield. And Matoma's back, which could well be dangerous. Danny Welbeck and Buonanotte. And they have actually got some injuries. They've got João Pedro out. He really tore us apart, actually, at the Amex. He really stretched us. Milner is out, which I said in my show, actually, this week. You wouldn't think someone of the age of James Milner would worry you, but he always seems to have a good game against Spurs. Solly March is out, and Enciso is out as well. So it looks like a 4. Yeah.
Okay. So, look, that's even better. They're slightly more open. They probably did that because they expect us to press them and they want to be able to play out as well as they can. I think the back three is because they've been shipping goals. But anyway, my main points here are if everyone on the pitch plays to to let's say 90% of their ability. So Bentancur stops with this kind of coming back a bit rusty and all that he's been in the past few weeks. Maddison and Sarr pick up where they left off. And Richie and Kulu have good games. Then I see us winning this. My main problem is, what's his name? João Pedro? João Pedro, sorry. Yeah. He is out, but there isn't many better replacements than Mitoma, is there? So I can see Porro struggling against Mitoma. Yeah. And that's my main worry.
There'll definitely be space in behind Pedro Porro because, let's face it, there's always space in behind Pedro Porro. But I wonder if Pedro Porro can drag Mitoma the other way because Mitoma's not going to be desperate to be working backwards either. It's going to be a really open game. Got a little quiz from DJ Samuel. Make sure, guys, you do send in your comments, your super chats, anything. If you want to see my daily live content, it's the Spurs Show podcast, which is at Barnaby Slater _ on YouTube, which is in the title of today's program. And with just, I'd say, 2 minutes to go, I'm going to flick the TV over so we can see. Just obviously, Bissouma is back as well on the bench, not in the first team. Are you kind of equally relieved that he hasn't been thrown back in? He has obviously been away with AFCON, but also had malaria while he was out there.
Yeah. The way that Ange has kind of described that made me feel better about it. He said a small bout of malaria. I have no idea how malaria works, whether there is a small bout. But what I will say is I was completely 50-50 with Bentancur and Bissouma because Bentancur hasn't been playing like himself for me recently, so I would have liked to see Bissouma, but at the same time, I trust Ange to look at them both and think, actually, Bissouma, maybe he's not ready.
With Bentancur, do you think it's a matter of, and this is pretty hypothetical because we're not at the training ground, but do you think it's a matter of Big Ange feeling like he needs games to get back to that match sharpness, or is he playing, do you think, probably really well in training and then it's just been a bit off on the match days so far?
Like you say, without being in the training ground, it's impossible to say. But the main factor from my point of view is he's been chopping and changing who he's playing with. He's played a lot with Skip. He's played a lot with Højbjerg. He's played with Kulu sometimes. Do you know what I mean? I think he's even had a game or two with Lo Celso before Lo Celso was injured. So it's like, we know Sarr. We know what we get from Sarr every time. He's so important. I'm hoping that playing with Sarr today... Is this the first time they've played together?
Bentancur and Sarr.
I think it might be.
Yeah, I think I might have read something about that in the week, yeah.
So I'm hoping if there's a bit of continuity that he can, shine, basically.
I think for me, I think the crowd have a huge part to play in this game. I really feel like a lot of what happened at the Amex was like it was a night game just after Christmas.
Yeah.
They'd been drinking all day. They're really behind them. And if we can get a good start and really get at them, there are definitely gaps to be found in this Brighton team. But, it could easily be 4-4. It could be 4-0 either way. You just don't know. But I hope that the crowd really get behind them today.
Same. I think this is one of those games that is very momentum driven. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, whoever gets the momentum... It's just a shame that Sonny isn't quite ready, because I feel like this would be a great game for Sonny.
Yeah, he's a very decent option to have off the bench. Speaking of which, our subs bench today is Forster, Royal, Davis, Dragushin, Skip, Pierre Højbjerg, Bissouma, Johnson and Son. For the first time this season, just a fully strong bench. The only one who you probably think would be on that bench if fit might be Lo Celso.
Yeah, I was going to say, the only thing with that, it's a much better bench than we've had, but the only thing I would say with that is, do we need 3 DMs on the bench? Do you know what I mean? That's the only thing I would say. And that isn't a criticism of Ange.
Who would you bring in instead? I guess Brian Hill is, the only one.
Donnelly, Santiago,
or Scarlett.
Scarlett.
The match has kicked off anyway. Spurs kicking from right to left. Brighton in their green and black stripes. And already early touches for Van de Ven. It gets it out to Timo Werner. Yeah. What have you made of Werner's start at Spurs over the last month?
I'm not like... I think a lot of people are kind of not overblowing the stats or whatever, like, because he's obviously contributed, brilliant. But I'm not like blown away or anything. I'm not saying, we need to sign him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
has just pushed Mickey Van de Ven off the ball, and they're in down the right, and Bentancur's dived in. And it's an unbelievable save
from Vicario straight
so
away.
Was in down the right, and then Bentancur slid in like schoolboy sliding in.
Yeah,
so Welbeck opens up on his left foot to shape it into the top right-hand corner, and Vicario, I have to say, it looked like it had beaten him, but he just got in. Mickey Van de Ven just caught on the ball on the halfway line. That's pretty much only the second time I've seen that happen to him all season.
Yeah.
But we got away with one here, but here comes a corner. It's a great save, and we're lucky it didn't fall to Matoma after he tips it round the post.
Yeah, that was brilliant from Vicario. Don't look like they'd quite settled there. And look, we've got someone protecting Vicario now. We'll put Maddison.
Is standing on Welbeck, who is standing on Vicario, and they put it right on top of his head. And that's a foul given away from the referee, who has clearly been listening to all of the hullabaloo about our defensive weaknesses and given us an early free kick.
But was that a free kick on Vicario, or was that
no? It wasn't. It was someone else in the box. But yeah, as you said, so they put Maddison on that. And actually, it was Maddison during the game last week at half-time walking off with Vicario, who was really in his ear, really shouting at him. So maybe he's gone in this week and said, I'll tell you what, I'll do it.
Yeah, and that's good. It's good to see anyway. Good to see, because... everyone was building that up as some sort of Vicario weakness, which is absolute rubbish. I feel like any keeper getting backed into, doesn't matter who you are. I can't think of a keeper that, unless your keeper's jumping up and kneeing them, then...
Well, it's interesting you say that, because I used to be a keeper, and I was saying all last week, I was like, actually, it's Vicario's responsibility to just be strong and go through him. And I don't mean knee him in the back, but actually use his strength in the same way the opposition player is using, backing into him.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. We've won the ball back here with Maddison, who opens it out now to Porro in the field, who loses the ball.
Yeah. They're on us. Their press is really good.
Well, it's going to be a press off, that's for sure, this game. But so we're always a little more sloppy on the ball than I feel like we should be,
Yeah, definitely. That was good from Porro.
Yeah, Porro just
really
worked back then, as it looked like they might make a break down the left-hand side. Already, it's very open. I mean, I watched while I was having some food before coming here, I watched a bit of the Man City-Everton game this afternoon, and this is the opposite of that.
Yeah, complete opposite, isn't it?
Decky does well there.
Well done, Decky.
Butt strength, and then loses it, unfortunately.
That, for me, that's a little bit of a foul there. You can't just be tugging him. But I was just about to say, before Decky lost it, that is kind of what we've missed in the final third, having a player that is high up the pitch that can hold on to the ball. Like, none of them can hold on to the ball, it feels like.
Yeah, well, what I'd say is, when you look at, obviously Brighton are further down, Mickey Van de Ven just steps in to intercept the ball there and gets it out to Werner.
Come on, some quick play, please. Well done, Werner.
Win something here, Maddis. Well done, Corey.
Well done.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Brighton are further down the line with their project, but when they're on the ball, when they win the ball back from a press, when they're on it, they're a lot more like they're more careful, they're cleverer with it. They keep it longer. Whereas we seem to, when we win the ball back, we either create a chance or we'll lose it relatively quickly. At least that's how it feels, but it might be because I'm a nervous Spurs fan. You just don't.
No, I agree totally. But I'm hoping we build up into this, and I feel like that's what we've missed with Basuma. Basuma, no one could get the ball off him in those first 7-8 games, could they?
Yeah.
So we've missed that. And then also, Sonny's ball retention is underrated. I used to think he couldn't hang on to the...
Porro just whipped a corner in. Looked like Rishi might get something at the near post, but he didn't, and he's laid it back out now. Sarr laid it back out to Porro on the left flank, just facing up his defender. It's going to go back to Sarr and come more centrally now. Bentancur. I do love how Bentancur wears black boots with the white socks.
Yeah, same.
Big fan of that old school.
It's a funny one because it looked like they were looking out there for Porro then, but obviously he's on the wrong side.
Rishi give.
Well done. Oh.
Rishi just held it up well there with the defender behind him, tried to lay it out to Werner with the outside of his boot, and just, again, like something that is pretty easy to do, but tried to do it with the outside of his foot, kind of unnecessarily, kicks it off the pitch. And not looking best pleased about it.
I don't know if I'm slightly biased, recency biased, because Richie's been good, but I do feel like Werner was a bit flat-footed there. Like, if he was on his toes, he might have been able to get that.
Yeah, I mean, I think you might well be right. I mean, I think Werner, in general, is just suffering from a lack of confidence on the pitch and is trying to play his way back into it. And I think it'll be a goal or two that might well give him back the confidence. But until that happens, he's very rarely on his toes. I would agree with you on that, actually, yeah. Brighton just playing it down the line from Estupiñán, and Matoma showing his pace now. Romero wanted to dive in, and that's gone into Vicario's hands nicely.
Oh.
So, Matoma...
That looked like a clear shove from Romero, I must say.
I feel like Matoma had kind of lost the ball.
Yeah.
Trying to get him out the way. But yeah, a little shovey. But that's Romero. Madder's already coming right up to his centre-half to try and get the ball off him, to kind of stretch the play and break Brighton's kind of shape in their press a little bit. Van der Ven brings it out wide to Werner, who gives it first time to Destiny. Man on Destiny, he's lost the ball. He's been losing the ball a bit in those positions in the last few games.
Yeah, he has. There was something off about that slightly. That's not like something that he was doing at the start of the season. Obviously, he's very, very young. He's going to be a bit inconsistent.
Yeah, it could be a bit. He's played every game, so it could be a bit of fatigue. Decky gives away a foul, just pressing Estupiñán there up high. But that's always going to be a foul. Let's have a look at some of the early comments. A lot of people upset about the fact they can't watch this game. Mitoma is in down the left, by the way, already. Yeah.
But he's offside.
But he was offside. David L says Werner was awesome last game. I don't think we're slagging Werner off. I think it's just, he didn't get lots of game time at Leipzig, and they were playing a formation that didn't really have a space for him. And obviously his previous experience in the Premier League is of being slightly laughed at by his own fans and opposition fans. So when I talk about his confidence, I'm just saying I don't think he comes here, with the same level of confidence as he did when Chelsea paid, £50 million for him.
Is that offside?
That was never offside.
No.
They've just given Kulusevski offside, but he's watching across the line. I really don't think he was.
I don't think he was as well. I think it's because they put their hands up. I want to see this again.
CT33 says, I've got a £100 treble going on Tottenham and Luton and Dortmund, who won last night. So,
nice.
Good luck, mate. David L, are you a bit sick, Barnaby, finally sounding masculine? The answer to that, David L, is yes. I'm a little bit poorly, and so enjoy the Barry White dulcet tones for the day. But,
the lucky boy,
wouldn't miss this for the world. Although at the moment, I'd say we're letting Brighton play their way into this game with confidence, which you'd expect from them, to be honest.
A lot of the talk was, really want to see Spurs go back to this full throttle first 15 minutes, and we haven't seen that so far, have we? What's going on there? That was weird.
They had a bit of luck there. Yes, good.
That's poor from Bentancur.
That's it.
I know it's a foul, but still.
We've actually won a free kick there, but basically the ball, we pressed Brighton. It looked like they might get out of it and start an attack, but we got the ball back, and Bentancur had a chance to put his foot on the ball.
Yeah.
But instead, he plays it first time. And I guess it's, again, another example of this Ange always saying he wants you to be brave and play the first-time ball. But sometimes it's just not the right ball, in my opinion. But anyway, we won a free kick, probably 40 yards out, quite central. Maddison probably looking like he's standing over it. It looks to me a bit too far out to have a dig.
Yeah, I'd give it to Porro to play the ball in. That's what I would do, but...
I think
It's very central,
I
though,
think
isn't it?
Romero's pointing at Maddison to try and play it out wide and get a cross in. So I wonder if it'll end up at Kulusevski's feet via Porro to his right. Let's see what happens here. Brighton playing a high line, very flat. Maddison dinks it to the far stick. It gets to Werner, who's in a good position here, actually. Lays it to Madders. Just kind of around the 18-yard line now. Oh, that's a
Well
good
done,
idea
Madders.
from Werner. Madders has done well there. And
Well
wins a
done, it's a
corner.
corner.
And a little bit of afters.
Oh, he pulled him down.
Maddison and Pascal Gross there, but a little bit of handbags there between two not particularly strong players, I'd say, in terms of,
Yeah.
in terms of their physical
Bit of a
strength.
mid-off.
Yeah, exactly. It was nothing. It was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
He did pull him down after that, didn't he? But, like, yeah.
Oh yeah, Maddison's a spiteful little bastard, isn't he? I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
love it.
we need a few more of them. We've got him and Romero.
Romero, I'd say Porro maybe. Well, he has, seems like he...
Stick corner. Easy for the keeper, although he nearly spills it. But I think Steele might be the only keeper whose hair clashes with his kit. Ginger hair and a bright yellow kit. Brighton play a long ball through. Tell you what, Destiny just wasn't backing that Matoma would control that, and he did.
Yeah.
And
That's a
now-
foul. That could be a yellow.
It won't be a yellow, but also that was Destiny just not challenging for the first ball.
Yeah.
He should have. So a long ball came over from the defender. Matoma and Destiny are kind of running level with each other. And as it comes over Matoma's shoulder, I think Destiny could have just headed it out. And instead, I think he thought, oh, he won't control this over his shoulder. And Matoma, who's absolutely class, did. And then
one set.
that should have been a foul, the first one, maybe to Destiny, but then he fouls Matoma. And actually, this is pretty similar to the area where we conceded the last minute equaliser against Everton. And we do give away too many free kicks in these areas.
Yeah.
And we do not defend these free kicks well. We very rarely get our kind of a good clearance first header on the ball here.
Come on, Tottenham. Come on.
It's whipped in towards the keeper. It's a good ball, and it's good defending from Christian
Corner.
Romero ahead of Danny Welbeck, who'd made a good near post run. That was good from Romero, taking some responsibility there. I like that.
First 10 minutes, not ideal.
No, bitty at the moment.
Yeah, very bitty. It's not like they've had tons of shots on goal or something, but it's...
No, but I tell you who definitely hasn't, that's us.
Yeah, which we're the home team.
Yeah. Okay, Maddison has got his arms all over Welbeck in front of Vicario. And the ref is going to be all over this, of course, because of the Tottenham narrative after the two
He's
goals.
not pushing
Vicario has
him.
given.
God, the way that he was like... It was just like before, 6 of one and half a dozen of the other.
It is, and the ref's talking to them. Welbeck will be saying, well, I'm allowed to stand my ground. And Maddison saying, well, I'm allowed to stand my ground. But Welbeck is backing Maddison into Vicario, which is pretty much what he's not allowed to do, actually.
Yeah.
But also, we didn't get given a free kick for that last
No,
week.
don't get... Vicario needs to stay behind...
Oh, it's a flick. That was...
and Vicario was pinned there. Yeah. Did you see that again? Wow, there you
comes
are.
out to Lamptey, who gets a cross in. Oh, and another flick on from Romero.
Oh, my God, Porro, you got to deal with that.
Decky just sees that little Lewis Dunk was free there. Good
Well
defending
done. Well
from
done, Porro.
there. And well done, Decky. Now try and keep the ball here.
Yeah,
if you can,
try and
Decky.
keep the
He's
ball.
done well with his little butt shimmy. Oh, beautiful from Kulusevski. And if they can find...
That's so poor, Richie. You've got to... Oh, was he...
He's
he
dived
injured?
on the floor, Richarlison, and won himself a foul when really...
I think maybe he was kicked or something from behind when he hit
While
the ball.
passing.
Yeah, so
All right.
I'll give him that benefit of the doubt.
we'll see.
I'm hoping he wasn't that poor. Do you know
As
what I mean?
ever, Rishi, who I do love, South Americans will throw himself to the ground. But this was brilliant from Kulusevski in a tight situation.
Yeah. Oh, no, he
it was
wasn't.
way
It's just a
after.
poor...
He was lucky.
Pass.
Richarlison was lucky there that he got kind of...
And that's what I'm saying, like, as much as Richarlison's been brilliant, Son has looked better in those sorts of situations. Do you know what I mean? Son, I was so impressed with the way Son has been for the first 10 games with, like, his little Harry Kane-esque flick passes to the wings and stuff like that. Like,
high press
that was so...
Brighton just beats 3
great
players,
from them.
and now they're in down the left with
Yeah.
Estupinian and Matoma getting ahead of him. Okay, Bentancur's in a decent position and Kulusevski working back now. But look, they're so good on the ball. with
Yeah,
their
so
little
much. Look at the way they crowd the central areas.
But also the difference, the real difference is in their pop passing
that is
in those
so
areas. It's so
easy.
much better, and they're in down the right here, but well spotted from Mickey van der
Well
Ven,
done.
who gets ahead of his man. So we crowd those areas too, but we will take a touch or try and play it around the corner, and often it'll get intercepted. Whereas their little pop passes, 5 and 10 yards, are really impressive. But that's going to happen. You know, they've got more time. They know exactly what they're doing, and have been doing it for a lot longer.
Yeah, and we are the perfect team for them to play. We really are, because we are always going to press. Was that a foul?
I didn't think it was.
Neither did I.
Werner has just come in the back of Lamptey, and he's been given a foul, but I think he's really won one there, and it's another opportunity to play a deep ball into the box. Yeah, it's probably a foul.
I've got to say, something I didn't really say on the build-up to this. A lot of people were saying today is kind of a do-or-die thing. Obviously, it's not, as in like points-wise and stuff like that, but it's like you've got most of your squad back now.
Yeah.
Can we actually replicate the kind of form? We've got easy games, not easy games, but winnable games. Yeah. This is where you do the business. If you don't do it in these next 3 games, if you don't win these...
Well, what I've said on my show this week is that the key to these 3 home games, winnable home games, is this game, I think.
Yeah. That's nice from
Porro
again.
To be honest, 15 minutes gone. Yeah, Porro's just covered well behind his back line there. With 15 minutes gone, you've got to say Brighton are playing much better than us at the moment. But, you know, hopefully we're drawing them in. We're drawing them in, giving them a false sense of security. Careful, Rodrigo. He's
Come
lost
on,
the ball.
you've got to kick
He's
that
lost the ball
forward.
on the edge of his box. Chance,
Rodrigo,
chance for
man.
Brighton, chance.
It's a pen.
It's a penalty.
Oh my God! That he was quick to give that though, wasn't he?
I won't get turned over.
No.
That came from Bentancur being given the ball in a tight position on the edge of the box, trying to turn, and him being pressed high, and then we're in trouble. You will have heard me saying it's like it's going to be a chance. It's going to be a chance.
Yeah. But also Bentancur, like you
That's
can
not
look
hard
quickly.
to
Look,
That's
you've
not-
got time there though. He has got slight. Yeah, fair enough. I'll see what you're saying.
Yeah,
What?
it's a penalty.
I haven't seen it properly. One
Never
sec.
ever turn this around. It's Van der Ven on Welbeck. I mean, actually,
It doesn't.
it won't
How
get
is that a
turned
pen?
over,
He
but
doesn't.
It doesn't look like he touches him, but
Doesn't look.
they will not turn this over.
Let's just see this again because it doesn't look. It looks like what do you call it? Puts his foot on him. Look, watch.
There.
Oh, he gets the standing foot. He does.
Welbeck just
The pen.
knows. Welbeck knows that all he's got to do is feel something, and you just jump on. You jump up, dive on the floor, and with VAR there, whether he gives it in the first instinct or not, anything will be given. So penalty to Brighton.
I can't hear. Yeah.
Pascal Gross taking it. Vicario hasn't saved a pen for Spurs yet, but was well known for it at Empoli.
Yeah.
So now might be a nice time, Vic. Gross
Yeah, would
scored
be great.
3, missed 2 of his last 5.
Come on, Vicario.
Might go down the middle, I reckon. No, it
Goal.
goes to the left. It's a goal. 1-0 Brighton. As ever, Spurs concede.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been coming.
And to be honest, yeah. Well, I can't think of many shots on target they've had, to be honest.
The one where Vicario had to save it from Welbeck.
Oh, yeah.
But everything that they've had has been our own doing.
Yeah. Which is worrying.
Well, that's the way we play. But we're not. The thing is, our players aren't match fit enough at the moment to really be doing it. At that point, I have to say, I can't remember who it is that plays it to Bentancur, but sometimes you've just got to fucking clear it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there has to be some sort of, game management there, or
He sends the keeper the wrong way with the penalty.
yeah, it's a good pen.
Okay, so as
Good pen.
you know, I was talking about this a lot last week. Brighton have been very on the front foot. That is the way they play.
Yeah.
But now, will there be a little mentality shift of, we've got something here, and will they drop 5%? Drop 5 yards, drop 5% of their.
That's not the way they play.
I know it's not the way they play, but it's just like we need to get a foothold in this game. And
Yeah, so
maybe
hopefully.
that will maybe allow us to do it.
That's more hopeful than
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
That's football,
Yeah, definitely.
But the big difference.
I've got to say,
the way
though-
that we look after the ball is not as good as the way they look after.
Yeah, and do you know what? Like, I don't want to just romanticize the first 5-10 games or whatever, but Bentancur was getting suicide passes like that all the time from Vicario,
Basuma was.
Basuma. Bentancur has shown he can't deal with it at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, we need to.
Well done, Madders. No. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? So Madders won the ball back in the central area. He had time and space around him, and he tries to play a ball that just isn't on. Brighton are not playing those balls. They're playing good, safe, but also still brave pop passes in through the midfield. Come on, Spurs. Oh, Madders.
You don't need to do that,
Madders has lost the ball in midfield.
And he's gone
Brighton are in
down.
again, but they didn't keep hold of it that time. Oh, and Sarr nearly gives it away.
Well
Fans
done.
starting to get on their backs now a little bit because they're losing the ball so easily. But that's a good ball down the right. Poro in good space.
Onside.
No, he's gone too early, but actually it's worked out well for Richarlison. Wait.
Pass the ball.
That's not bad. That's good for Madders. Oh, could that have been a... No, that's a bad ball from Decky, but actually Rishi's done well. Okay, we've replenished the ball now just outside the box with Destiny. Passes it out to Werner. Lamptey right on Werner and wins the ball.
Werner.
A throw into Spurs.
Poor from Werner there. And that's what I mean about the retention of the ball. Like in the final third. We haven't got those players that it can stick to, do you know what I mean?
It just certainly isn't sticking at the moment. I'd say we've got to stay in this game for a little bit here.
Yeah.
Let's try and play our way into some confidence. Every time Bentancur is coming to get the ball off Vicario, Welbeck is right on him. They're right on him. It's almost like when they're in that position, he's man-to-man on him.
See, it's like now you go long, but is that really the time to go long?
I don't mind that, actually. That put Lamptey in a bit of pressure. Do you see what I mean? And actually, Richarlison just made a wrong choice there, unfortunately. But we're just putting a bit of a press on them now. But as ever, they're very good at
passing
getting
back out of it. Yeah. What I mean is that like you should have gone long during the Bentancur. Do you know what I mean?
Right, yeah, sorry.
Not Vicario in general. I just mean us.
Yeah.
Whereas like we're not being pressed, and then he goes long.
I'm actually surprised. I assume Steele is English. I don't know a lot about him, but I'm surprised he hasn't got a look in the national team yet because his distribution is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And frankly, Pickford is mainly in for his distribution, I think. Bitoma, beautiful touch out on the left.
After he'd just fallen as well.
Yeah. Brighton just giving us a bit of a masterclass at the moment. I have to
Yeah,
say.
definitely.
It's frustrating. I said in this week on my podcast, it's frustrating. What a ball!
What a ball!
He was offside though. But it's frustrating that we're playing Brighton, and we've played Brighton twice in weeks where they haven't had the Thursday, Sunday, because they've basically lost all of their games when they played Europa League on a Thursday.
Really?
And now, when we've played them both times, like once over Christmas and once now, where they've
With a full week's rest.
at least not had that anyway.
Yeah.
That's good from Madders. Turns in midfield, and Rishi's through.
Go on,
Rishi's
Rishi.
in. Open it on your right foot. Oh, good save. It comes to Timo. That was never going to happen,
That's so
Timo.
poor, Timo.
Needed to
Did that
take
just
his
hit the
time
ref
there.
just then?
No, because he would have called it up
Yeah,
if
I
it was.
thought
But that
it
was
did.
beautiful from Maddison. Good turn
moment.
and played Richarlison in. Shame that Richarlison wasn't confident enough to take it on his left foot, but it was saved in the end by Steele. Brighton again just playing it around their back line now and chips it into midfield. Man on Mickey. Well done, Mickey. Destiny's got a bit of time now in midfield drive, and he gives it out to Werner. You've got to take on your man. And he's lost it to Tarek Lamptey there. Werner is being telegraphed every time he gets the ball, which would be more worrying if we didn't have Sonny on the bench. So at least there's an option there if that continues to happen.
Yeah.
Good tackle.
Nah,
The refs.
Blowing everything, isn't he?
Romera's, I thought, got the ball off Lallana going through him, and the ref has given a foul, and Lallana's trying to get Romero booked, but it looks like the ref's not falling for
It's,
it.
what's his name, innit? The Chelsea boy.
Is that the one we had against Chelsea?
No, I'm saying the guy talking to the ref. What's his name? He's a Chelsea loanee.
Oh, right. Billy Gilmore.
Ooh, yeah, Billy Gilmore.
I think they signed him, actually.
Did they?
Do you know what? Rishi maybe could have taken it around the keeper there.
Yeah, he could have.
Yeah, it's, he's done the right thing probably.
Yeah.
But you know,
A good save.
A former player of ours would have taken it on his left foot and put it in the bottom right-hand corner.
Mm.
A former player that we no longer talk about, of course.
Yeah,
Except
the
for one
player formerly known as.
Oh, now someone else trying to get Romero booked here.
It's going to give him a
Lallana
yellow.
again.
It's going to give him a yellow now.
What happened there? That was like off the ball. Lallana just looks like he's got a shoulder problem here, Lallana.
God, I hope this ain't one of those stupid Romero reds where we watch it back, we watch it back and it's something bad.
Well,
Ooh,
the thing that
look
looks
like a
bad
coming
here-
together.
The thing that looks bad here is that it's off the ball, and obviously Lallana has just kind of gone down from Romero, so it looks
Yeah.
like it could be revenge. I hope this doesn't end up looking like an elbow in the back of his head, and he gets sent off for this on VAR.
Romero, do you have to run into him?
Let's have
Let's
a look
see
at
it.
this. Do you see what I mean?
I didn't. I was looking at the wrong place.
He's basically just done a don't do that again and ran into the back of him, round the side of him. And the ref isn't letting this go on. This is being checked. Oh, my God.
Come on, Tottenham.
I don't think it's enough for a straight red. I think it's more of like a, I'm telling you I'm here kind of thing. And there have been a few elbows.
Well, if he's elbowed in the head, then it could be a straight red.
No, it definitely could be. But from the angles I've seen, it doesn't look like that's what it is. But if it is, then, you know, especially at 1-0 down, then that would be honestly
Lights
beyond stupidity. And let's not suggest we haven't seen that from him before. To be honest.
At home as well.
Do you know what? Maybe they're not checking it because I haven't seen it. They're checking it and they're just... Yeah, so Lallana now pointing at the referee saying he's done it twice now.
Oh, shut up, Lallana.
Welcome to the men's rim.
I'll tell you what, though.
Yeah, Lallana is now telling Romero to F off in no uncertain terms. And Lallana's now going to Romero. I think. Oh, let's see now. Yeah, I'd like to see that, Lallana. I'd really like to see you try and get Romero back. That'd be hilarious. Anyway, nothing's happened from it. Thank goodness.
Not even a yellow.
No, I don't think even a yellow.
I'll tell you what. Romero is on the watch list, though. He's on the watch list.
Oh my God! I mean, you'd hate Romero if he didn't play for your team. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Brilliant from them.
So
Brilliant.
good from Brighton. This is what Spurs are aspiring to play.
Yeah, so... The thing is, we can't even claim they've got better players than us or anything.
Oh, chance on the transition here, though.
Come on.
You've got to give it. Give it one more to Werner. Oh, it's wide, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, so Maddis opens it up on his right foot. Werner makes a good run to the left of
He was leaning back a
Maddison.
bit.
Maddison cuts onto his right foot. He's about 19 yards out and tries to shape it Sonny style into the top right-hand corner.
Yeah.
He just doesn't quite shape it right, but good from Richarlison. Picks the right pass.
Yeah.
And a great run from Werner because that's what allows... I mean, maybe he should have given Werner the ball, but...
To be honest, I prefer him shooting there just because...
I think you're right.
Just because I don't trust Werner from that from that angle. Yeah.
Brighton. Better.
Nice from Gilmore.
That's a foul. Okay, that's good. We've just pressed Brighton to lose the ball one of the first times. 2 transitions in a row there, and it's Lallana, I think, who gives away a free kick there. So once again, and look, Romero and Lallana now shaking hands, but a very angsty shake
Oh!
from Romero tries to shove him. Smart from Lallana, really.
Yeah,
he knows that he
yeah.
can get him sent off here.
Yeah.
Stats up: 3 attempts Spurs, only 1 on target. 2 and 2 for Brighton. 2 shots, 2 on target. Free kick, probably about 40 yards out here. Maddison over it again, and again very central. He goes the other side this time, and it's going to go straight out. That's poor.
Very
that's just
poor.
I think.
Yep. Can we give Porro a chance on free kicks, please? I feel like ever since I'm not saying he's perfect, but like remember that Chelsea game where we were down to 9 men?
Yeah.
His deliveries that game were brilliant, and some of his deliveries have been brilliant since then.
But I think with that one, with those ones, like 45 yards out central, just play it along the ground out wide and get a cross in.
Yeah.
Incidentally, I've just seen they're showing a lot of clips of the Brighton assistant manager. Is De Zerbi suspended from the bench today? Okay,
Yes,
I did
he
not
is.
know that. Okay, that hopefully in the long running of this game might prove good news. But
we need to put them under pressure for it to be a factor.
nice ball from Romero out to Werner, and a good run on the left from Madders. It's just shaping up their centre half here. Werner, is he going to cross it? He plays in Destiny. That's a nice ball, actually. Into Rishi. No.
Richie, do you know what the problem is with Richie? And I don't blame him because he's playing striker, but like his first thought is always shoot. So it's like then he could have passed it to Kulu there.
Yeah, it just came into him around the penalty spot with his back to goal. I actually think more of a problem with Rishi is that he's not a quick turner. So I wouldn't mind if he's always going to shoot if he had the ability to roll his defender, but he's not very good at that. And more often than not, in those situations, he loses the ball.
Yeah. And you see, I was thinking when I was watching the South Korea game this week, Sonny had so many passes like that played to him in the box, and he always gets something out of it.
Right.
Whether it's a shot on goal, pass to cause a shot on goal, or something like. He's very. Oh wow! Has he just done his Ami doing that?
I don't think so. Van der Ven basically he shaped down the line,
Oh, it's
Ball from
poor.
Maddison.
Come on,
And Van de Ven
Maddison.
shaped down the line and then went inside, and the guy who was pressing him just slipped on his arse, basically. But then the ball came to Madders, and he had a chance to play a ball forward, and unfortunately it was a bad pass, which is pretty rare from Madders.
Yeah.
But again, I'd say with Bentancur being pressed, and he's lost the ball
Bentancur!
again, and he's
Well
just
done.
recovered, and he's been helped out by a doggy there. But we've lost the ball again.
Well done, Udoji. Oh my God!
3 against 2 on the
Again.
left. 3 against 2 on the left. Chance, big chance. Great
Oh
save
my
from Vicario.
goodness! Well done, Vicario.
I'll tell you why that's an unbelievable save. Matoma comes in down the left-hand channel, gets really close around the 6-yard box, and kind of, it looks to me, toe pokes it.
Yeah.
So there's nothing for the keeper to read from it, and he gets fingertips on it. But Bentancur is too slow. He's been given the ball in that kind of 6th position. Welbeck robs him because he's man-marking him every time, and it's happened twice now.
I don't get why he's not showing more urgency. He should know every time he's handed the ball there. He's
Shown
gonna
a replay of the save. It's an unbelievable
Yeah.
save. It is an unbelievable save. Now a corner. Got to stay strong here, boys. We
Yeah,
are
come on,
being
Tottenham.
given a lesson here. We have not shaped up correctly for this game.
Come on, Tottenham. Come on, Tottenham.
Puts the keeper's pinned again.
Jesus Christ, they're not letting it go, are they? Well done, Udoji.
Give it easy.
Quick.
Well done. Sarr, man on though.
Well done.
Good turn from Decky. But no options forward. But
Yeah.
anyway, we've
retained the ball.
Yeah, and it comes out to Mickey van der Ven, and Madders is trying to make space for him. Oh no, Bentancur. Oh God! At least he got his body in the way
Yeah.
there. It actually did well in the end, but it looked
Yeah.
very scary. And Porro's in down the
Well
right.
done.
Richarlison
That was
and
nice
Werner
from
in the box.
Sarr.
It's an early cross. Too early. Corner.
Yeah. He had a bit of time there, Porro.
So basically what's happening is every time Bentancur shows for the ball in the 6th, they have a man on him every time. Most
Yeah.
of the time it's Welbeck. That time, he knew it was coming, so he uses his strength to kind of almost throw the defender off him, and that allowed him to kind of turn just with the
Yeah.
ball, but it's very dangerous each time.
Are we doing enough to let him know that there's a man on him?
He has to know he's there every time now.
Well, he should.
Anyway, outswing corner from Porro.
Come on,
coming in
Tottenham.
now. Nobody there. Lewis Dunk wins it very easily. Comes out to Pat Matasar. Needs help. She wins a throw in
Well
and then
done.
does well. There's a runner there. Oh, he's gone the other way. Doggy picks it up in midfield.
Switch it.
Oh my. Papsar caught between kind of two stools there. There were two
Yeah.
options on, and in the end he went down the middle, and it was intercepted, but we've won it back. Oh, and then he's given it away. Oh, and that could be a
That
red
could be a
card.
red.
They're really diving
He
on the
did-
floor, desperate for it here.
I'm not going to lie. He did, what do you call it, though? He did get the ball first, didn't he? He got the ball first.
He got the ball first for sure, but reds are
offside.
given when you've got the ball first now anyway. So basically, he bad touch from Papsar, stretches, gets all the ball, passes it on, and then his follow through has gone on Pascal Gross. But players now know again. if they
It's
do
never
that,
a
there's
red.
Nothing in that. If they do that, then they can get players sent off, and that's another problem of one of many, in my opinion, with VAR.
Yeah. Well done, Papsal. Keeps his foot down.
Okay,
which
so
I'm happy with.
let's do some comments here. I mean, loads of comments just talking about Spurs as bottlers in general.
Yeah.
And people are, in general, pretty mad, I'd say. That's as much as I'm going to go into. They're streaming down. We get more comments when we're losing. But we've won the ball back. Rishi, now find someone, Rishi. He's done well. Sarr, find someone. Just trying to play the perfect ball a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially on those transitions. It doesn't have to be straight away. And now Brighton are coming at us down the right.
I would take... I know it's too early to be thinking about changes, but I'd take Werner off and Sonny on, but I'm not even going to lie. I'd consider putting Sonny through the middle and Richie on the left.
Lewis Dunk is just down on his haunches here, and they've kicked the ball off as a result. It looks like he's going to be sick. Maybe he had a big night last night. Who knows?
I hope he's all right.
Yeah, it's just on his haunches a little bit. It might be a good opportunity for Ange to talk to the players.
Yeah, please. And this is one criticism I do have of Ange. When we get these breaks in play, Arteta, Klopp, they're always talking to the players. You'll notice he never says, "Come in, come in."
I mean,
Like you can give them a mini halftime talk now.
I know. I mean, I would go so far as to say actually it's something that Arteta has done that breaks the rules, which is he gets his players to pretend they're injured at 20 minutes.
Yeah, so
then
that he
and
can
then
do
and
it.
then he
Yeah,
talks to them,
yeah.
Tottenham 0, Brighton 1, 33 minutes gone. A little break in play here because of an injury to Lewis Dunk. Guys, if you're liking some of the very deep voiced bollocks that I'm talking today, please do go to the title at @BarnabySlater_ is my link to my daily Spurred on podcast, where you can see daily stuff about the ups and downs of Tottenham Hotspur. So far, Tottenham pretty similar to how it was against Brentford in that first half when we were 1-0 down at the break. However, as I remember, were we 1-0 down at the break against Brentford? I think we were. But anyway,
were we?
Yeah,
we were, weren't we?
As I remember it, the only difference is that Brighton are just playing Ange ball way better than us at the moment.
Yeah, they are.
We're just not quite at it. Steele with the ball. Looks like he wants to go long with this one. I guess because Dunk's not on the pitch, so that makes sense. Porro against Matoma.
Did we kind of get an idea of what that was with Dunk?
No idea. Porro wins the ball back there and plays in Maddison.
Come on.
He's in a good position here, Maddis, and Decky is in down the left, right, but he doesn't have the pace for this, so he's going to have to find a cross or a shot.
No, that is the
pass.
wrong. Yeah.
He picked the pass out to. Oh dear, Maddis.
Jesus, Madders. What are you doing?
Don't sarcastically applaud him, Madders. Madders went up for a header there, and then chased kind of his own header that bounced down, and then just realises, and he's too late onto Lamptey, and Lamptey was kind of transitioning there, so it's going to be a yellow card.
Could you look more guilty? He's putting his hands up as he's going in for the...
So what happened there was we had a break-in on the right. Kulusevski opened it up onto his left foot, and he tried to play the longest pass, which was along the floor to Timo Werner at the back stick, and it was cut out pretty easily in the end.
I wonder if we'll rue the decision to not have Lo Celso in the squad today.
Well, he's only been training this week, right?
Yeah, but full week of training, we threw Bentancur in, didn't we? Just like having him on the bench because, you know, who's your replacement for Maddison? You put Kulu through the middle. Like, I'm thinking about him being on a yellow. Do you really want him playing the full game?
Come on, Timo. First time, yeah. Good ball, that. Oh, and that was one of Rishi's, what he's good at. Werner got a great left-footed cross, and Richarlison got across his front man at the near post, tries to sweep it in with his left foot like he did against Everton last week, just didn't get the connection, but that was much better. Good little 1-2 from Werner with Destiny down the left, and Werner confident enough to get that early left-footed cross in. It's a great cross.
It is.
It's good football from Spurs. That's the best football we played so far. We scored a lot of goals like that this season.
Yeah. Needed more pace from Richie, pace on the ball, I mean.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. And Brighton now playing it their usual way, out to their two centre-halves. Flicks it into midfield. Bentancur does okay there. What I remember, if I'm right, happening against Brentford is that he, at half-time, changed it up so we had kind of a natural six. I think he brought Pierre on, and then we had two creatives. So we had.
Did he bring Pierre on at half-time?
He did, and he moved Kulusevski in with Maddison in central. So we had two creatives and a natural six. But obviously Brentford were playing a lot deeper than Brighton. Brighton playing much better football and kind of opening us up a lot easier. I'm enjoying some spaces that Maddison is getting in. Like if that continues to happen all game, he will make something happen for sure.
Yeah.
Brighton just pressed there, so Van Heck kicks the ball out, and we have a throw in on the left. Udogie has taken it back to Van der Ven. I'd say in the last few games, 5-6 games, Porro and Udogie haven't shown as much in that inverted role as they had in the earlier games.
Yeah, agreed.
Maddis has just lost the ball. Don't kick it away, Maddis, because you're already booked. Don't do anything silly.
Yeah.
37 minutes gone. Brighton have the ball back.
It's weird. Like, it's not like they've been peppering our goal or anything like that, but I'd still be happy to go in 1-0 down.
We've won the ball up high here.
Come on, Tottenham.
He's gone the wrong way, has he? Oh, brilliant save. I'll tell you what.
How did he dig that shot out?
Decky
that was
dug
nice.
a shot out from nowhere there, and it's a good save in the end. He had a lot of pressure put on him there. I did wonder whether he might go down and try and win a penalty.
Well done, Werner.
Werner just won a throw back there. Wait, hold on. They're doing a VAR check, are they? Are they doing a VAR check, or was it offside?
I think so. It's offside, probably.
If he kicked the heels before the shot, let's have a look here. Richarlison, I thought he turned the wrong way, but he put Decky in beautifully.
He's pushed him down.
He pushed him down, but he'll never give that.
No, they won't give that. Nah.
And Decky did brilliantly to try and get his shot away there, and it's a good save.
Nah, they won't give that.
That was similar. Do you remember Kane scored a goal like that against Leicester?
Yeah.
At the King Power.
That was a beautiful goal. That was.
Destiny's just first touch at the moment. It gets a bit stuck under his feet. It does well there.
Thinking, has he played too much football? Maybe.
Yeah, he's played a lot for his age. He really has. As had Brennan Johnson. So I'm kind of glad he's getting a bit of a rest at the moment. Madder's coming very deep for the ball. Destiny's made some nice space for him there. Decky made a run for him, but gives it to Werner, who cuts inside. Yeah, it was a dangerous pass, and it gets cut out. Good tackle,
Well
Porro, is it? Need that to bounce our way somehow, and it hasn't.
Probably because, to be honest, if it did go our way, they probably would have called handball.
Danny Welbeck seems to always play well against us.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
I press them, keep pressing. It's gone to Matoma. Oh, not Matoma, sorry. But there we go, we won it back.
Well
now
done.
pick the right pass. Rishi, there's no room for a touch there, Rishi. We won the ball up beautifully, really high. Passed into Rishi, who's on the 6-yard line. There's no room to turn there. It's what you were talking about earlier, him trying to turn. Well cut out from Bentancur there. And he holds on to it well to Sarr.
I'd say Sarr's been our best player. What would you
Porro
say?
has... Oh, dear. Go on, keep going, Rishi.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I do love about Richie. He will not give up a lost cause. No. Kane would have stopped running there or something. Do you know what I mean?
But Kane was offering a lot more in the 10, like doing a lot of other things. So
yeah, he was...
Well, that's happened a few times in the last few minutes.
I don't think Richie
Chance
is the
for
guy...
Richie. Chance! Handball!
Handball!
Oh, it's a good block from Van Heck. He had his arms up, but I guess they're not appealing for it.
No, it's not handball.
But that was a good again. We won the ball high up again. It was Romero. Plays into Richarlison, gets a chance on his right foot. And actually, Romero had made a lovely run.
He could have passed it to Romero.
He's never going to see him there, though, is he? Look, he doesn't even...
Yeah, but he's got to get his head up in these situations.
Never will. He's number 9. He's just not good enough.
Yeah, but Kane did.
Yeah, I know. But we're lucky to have an absolute, genuine, one-of-a-kind elite player. For 10 years.
Yeah.
Good ball from Madders. Good turn from Decky. Oh, he crossed it. I thought he might bring it back onto his left foot.
And why was no one making the run at all there?
Brighton.
No one was attacking the penalty spot.
40 minutes gone. I'd like to think the ref would find 6 minutes here at the end of this one. And Spurs are, for the first time in this game, on the ascendancy. Sarr plays it out to Kulusevski, but it was a hopeful ball at best, that one, to be honest.
It was, but he's blocked him off there. I know he's not going to get blown for it, but...
Just in that last 5 minutes, starting to get a bit of momentum.
Yeah, I feel like Brighton are tiring slightly, so our press is working a bit better. Do you know what I mean? Come on, Tottenham. Get a goal back before the break would be nice.
Sarr with an easy header there just gives it away. And Brighton, a lot of space on the right flank with Lamptey making
too
a good
easy.
run. Van der Ven's seen that. Turn away, Mickey. Yeah. Give him an option in the middle. Rodrigo. There we go. Welbeck's just a bit off him now. Just these last few minutes.
Where is Romero? There he is. Don't like that Sarr in the Romero role.
What have you seen there, Mickey? Good ball out to Timo. You've got to be careful with it here. Timo does well. Gives it to Destiny.
Down the line.
And Timo's in down the left here. He should have the pace on him if he drives at him. Well, he hasn't made a decision, but it's a good ball to Rishi. It's a bad first touch from Rishi.
Oh, I just thought for a second Udoji was going to go in there. That's a foul.
Yeah, Mickey
Clear foul from Mickey. There's no need for that.
Got booked for that as well.
He's got booked for that, did you say?
No, he could have done that.
Could have, yeah.
Rishi not careful enough with his first touch in the box there, which has been a little bit of a pattern in this game.
Yeah, we need Sonny in there. I'm sorry. I know that Richie's done well, but you've got to remember how well Sonny did at 9 as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like our fans are forgetting.
Every time, like even now we're getting some momentum, but every time they clear it, they have space. They have lots of space going forward. Steele goes long this time. Matoma coming in round the back of Porro, who didn't... Jesus
That's weird.
Christ.
And look, this is now that's put...
It was like Porro didn't even see that Matoma was running in. He's nearly let him through.
Yeah.
Blimey.
The problem here is all they need to do is knock it about. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, terrible pass into Rishi. He's got to hold on to it.
Well
now
done,
you've got to
Richie.
wait, Rishi. Wait for Madders.
Wait,
for
and
Madders.
get your head up. Get your head up. Get your head
Now
up.
give it. Oh, terrible pass. Terrible pass.
What are you
Richarlison.
doing? I've got to be honest, we've looked the better attacking team. Attacking, I'd say. They've had more control.
I think in the last 10 minutes, they've been giving the ball away to us. But every single time, our final ball or our final control has been dog shit.
God,
That is
Richie,
honestly
come on, that's an
terrible from
easy
Richarlison,
ball.
I'm afraid. I'm sorry, that's just not good enough. Because even in the end there, if he didn't feel that pass was on, he's on the 18-yard box and he can just line it up himself.
Yeah, exactly. And Maddison was taking space, creating space for him. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. So sometimes if the defender goes with him, then you take it on your stronger foot and you put it in the bottom left-hand corner. Anyway.
That's the other thing with Richarlison. You've seen those 1 to 2 touch stats, yeah?
I have not. Oh, most of his goals have all been like first and second touch.
Yeah, and that's what he thrives on.
Well done, Porro.
Well done, Porro.
Don't lose it here, though, Pedro. Give him a help. Well done.
That's
Romero,
it.
playing kind of further ahead of his fullback.
He keeps doing it, yeah. Look, Sarr, I don't know what's going on here, what Romero's up to, but Sarr keeps having to fill in for him.
Well, maybe he's trying to take away a presser, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Look, he's playing fullback.
Maddison gets the ball off Vicario and plays a nice ball into Rishi's feet. He's got to be good with this. Gives it to Destiny and Werner is in
better.
again on the left. And actually, Destiny's made a lovely run. Can he give it? And he does. Destiny in on the left-hand side. Tries to get an early cross in. Blocked well from Brighton. But that was better. Udogie hasn't made any kind of outside
And that's what
runs
Porro and Udogie were both doing.
at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and they haven't been doing it as much. We do have a problem with how many chances do we create from like balls in behind or long balls? Like we don't.
No, none.
Yeah.
But we don't really have.
Well, Maddison just then, you see that run that was going in there?
Yeah.
I don't know who it was. Was it Porro or I don't know. But like that was it was on. Do you know what I mean? Maddison should be able to make that pass.
The referee has indeed found 6 minutes at a time. We're now in the 46th minute.
You are unreal. How did you guess the exact amount of time?
Watching too much football, mainly. Oh, good defending from
unlucky
stooping
Kulu.
down there. To be fair, Kulusevski was right on him, but it's well played. Brighton just playing it out a bit here. Go on, Rishi, press the keeper, make him go long. Well done. Okay, now win this first ball. Get off the pitch. Go on, they're going backwards now. Don't foul him. He wants.
That was nice from them.
Is it Lallana? It was a beautiful ball, and now they're out.
They're out.
Tarek Lamptey, and you've got to work here, Werner. You've got to work, mate.
Werner.
You've got to keep going, Werner. You've got to
Look
keep
at
going.
him. Take him off, man. I'm sorry.
Well
that
done.
sort of shit really pisses me off because he could have stopped that. He could have stopped that easily just by crowding him out and making him go wide.
Pat Matasar did well in the end, though. Came centrally and he read it. He's been bypassed a little in this game so far, though, Pat, I'd say. I wonder if it'll be another of these half times where Ange feels like we need to get some more width on the right.
Yeah, I can see him doing something. I hope he doesn't just bring Højbjerg on, which is something he likes to do.
I don't mind if he does it if it works.
Yeah.
That's nice from Maddison into Bentancur and comes out to Werner, who's going to give it to Udogie.
Well done.
Nearly loses it, but turns well in the end. Gives it inside to Madders again. Very much the playmaker at the moment, Maddison, looking for the difficult passes. That's nice. Bentancur. See what I mean?
It's just like the carelessness with the ball, isn't it?
Yeah, gets a caught under his feet. Werner's in now against Lamptey, and he beats him on the outside.
Well done, Werner.
Oh, it's a good cross. It's a corner. Good cross again
Well
on his
done.
left side from Werner. That's the first time he's beaten Lamptey down the left, so that should give Werner a bit more space in future one-on-ones, as Lamptey will not want to be beaten like that again. He'll drop off, hopefully, a little bit. Yeah.
Got caught flat-footed.
Only 3 men in the box, though, for that cross. I think Ange would want maybe another man in there.
Yeah.
Corner.
Come on,
Porro with
Tottenham.
it.
This would be the perfect time to score.
Comes to the back. Decky will want it on his left, and he plays it out wide to Porro, but it's well covered by Matoma, and it goes out for throw.
Well played by Matoma, to be honest.
Yep. He's a top player. Bentancur gets the ball, turns, needs to find somebody. Does, comes centrally out to Destiny Udogie, who gives it to Van der Ven, who's going to give it to Madders, or to Papsar, who will give it to Madders. Could have gone straight to Madders, I think. Brighton playing a little bit further back now, a little deeper, a bit more like Brentford were. Porro on the ball. It's a little bit one-tempoed at the moment from Tottenham, you'd have to say, but I think they're frankly frightened of what Brighton can do if they give the ball away.
Yeah.
So it doesn't fully surprise me. Van der Ven now out to Madders again on the left centre kind of pocket. And it's going to come out to Kulusevski. And I wouldn't mind if he just gets this on his left and crosses it. He finds Romero, tries to flick it on.
Do you have to flick it on there?
There's a lot of that kind of flicks and tricks in the last few weeks from Spurs.
Yeah.
We're not careful enough with the ball. I've said it, and I'll keep saying it. But we've got a little momentum here, and there's going to be 2 more minutes. Werner to Udogie. Maddison is free on the left.
He's off.
And he plays it into Werner. Is there a cutback? Oh, God.
It's poor.
He just left it straight into the keeper's arms. I guess he was probably expecting Richarlison to make that run across the front post, but he hadn't. And the crowd are very quiet at this point.
It's poor. Poor so far.
It has been. Brighton have been better than us. Simple as that. Simple as that. And actually, it's kind of in keeping with our form over the last 6 games or so.
Yeah. I'd say ever since the Newcastle game, we haven't really seen that kind of fierce attacking.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is we've got more players back now.
Yeah, we've got the possibilities to change it off the bench.
God, they love a roll around on the floor, these lot, don't they?
I think they can sense, Brighton can sense that there's a bit, it was a foul. They can sense that there's a bit of a shift in momentum, so they're just taking their breather where they can.
Yeah.
So there'll be 1 minute before half-time. Guys, don't forget that after this game we will have straight away a 10-minute reaction.
Yeah.
And then straight after that will be the live phone-in show where you guys, if you are members, and if you're not, do join up to the We Are Tottenham TV membership. And if you do, you can call in and speak to us after the game, which we hope by then will be a lot more of a positive affair than it is at the moment. Vicario has the ball, and once again, Bentancur being pressed high by Welbeck, comes to Van der Ven. And now Vicario's got a man on him. And with his swinger, disguise it. Richarlison wins the header.
That's a foul. That's a foul.
Actually, it's a throw into Spurs now. Destiny does really well. Gets pushed for his troubles. This is just going to go out. It's going to be blown up for half-time soon, I would have thought.
Yeah. Go on, just knock it long. Let's get something in behind. We'll just settle in for half-time.
That's half-time.
Yeah.
Brighton, Tottenham Hotspur 0, Brighton 1 at half-time. Ange walking off purposefully is the best way I can describe it. I'd say pretty disappointing all in all, to be totally honest.
Yeah.
Not hugely surprising. You know, as I said in the first game against Brighton this season at the Amex, they're further ahead in the project. They all know to a man exactly what they have to do. They know where their players are all the time. And with us, it just looks like the ball continuously gets stuck under our feet. The control isn't there. They're not careful enough with it. And as a result, Brighton have been cutting us open a little bit. But I will say in the last 10 minutes, for sure, we have been getting a bit more momentum. What are your thoughts?
2 things. First of all, that kind of, Brighton are further ahead in their project than us. Yeah, they are, definitely. But it's not really... When you look at their form, when you look at the fact that they're losing to Brighton 4-0, when you look at the fact that... Luton. Luton. I just don't think that's quite it does match up to an excuse, but it's not quite an excuse that I would use, to be honest. And then second of all, I feel like there's just not I think today has shown us that like our front 3 don't have the control that we had at the start of the season, if that makes sense. So like I expected Richie to be well up for today because, you got Sonny on the bench who was playing your position earlier in the season. And he just hasn't looked his clinical... Not that he's always clinical, but he has been for the past few games, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I suppose my thoughts overall, we looked better near the end of the half, but I'm not happy I'm just not happy with our overall approach. Something's changed. It feels like something's changed. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like the same Tottenham.
Well, you got to remember in that first 10 games, you know, it was very much Bissouma, Sarr, Maddison in that three, and Bissouma is able to take the ball on the half turn a lot better than Bentancur has shown in these last few games. That's just the reality of it. Bentancur is not playing well. We conceded the goal because of Bentancur. We nearly conceded another goal because of Bentancur. He's not quite at the races. Then on top of that, what I would say is, I think because of Werner's lack of confidence, when he gets the ball, other than when he's doing those left foot crosses, of which one of them has been quite good, he's never very confident. He doesn't offer us something that is going to scare the opposition, I would say. I'd say a lot of the time he's comfortable getting the ball to feet and then giving it back and making a run. And that's, you know, been enough in the last few games with Son away. But now we just need more of a threat there, which may well be even the threat that they know, Brighton know, that if Son gets the ball, he could put it in the top corner. If
Exactly.
in.
Yeah.
So then they don't know whether to go down the line or whether to stay central, right? And that gives us more space. So things like that. In terms of, you know, you brought up the Luton game. Yes, Luton beat Brighton 4-0 at Kenilworth Road the other week, but that's the thing with Ange that is, you know, you'd maybe almost see as a slight negative if you were looking to find one, is he's never going to change the style of play. Luton, you know, got them down at a tight stadium and just went on the offensive and shoved it long quite a lot and had big men. We don't have that. So this is a press off and this is a Ange ball off, and at the moment Brighton are playing it a lot better than Tottenham are. Now, whether Brighton have the stamina as the game goes on, if it stays 1-0, and whether they have the wherewithal to kind of combat what will beget a bit toxic, the Spurs fans I think will start complaining at them diving on the floor, the pressure will raise, and if we get one, then I think we can get two. But at the moment, I know it's weird to say this at half time, but I'm slightly worried we might concede the second goal before more than I feel like we might get.
Although saying that, how many shots on goal have they had? Like, where was the
Vicario's had to make 2 unbelievable saves, and their keeper hasn't had to make a single save.
Fair. Well, no,
I made one, I guess, from Deki Kulusevski, yeah.
And a Richie one, I think. No.
Yeah. Let's have a look at some of the.
I'm going to go to the Louvre very quickly.
PC Ollison says a penalty like that will never be given against Liverpool or Arsenal. I'm not sure about that, to be honest, mate. It was a pen, I'm afraid. Jacob says Son is about to come save us. My instinct would be that maybe Son will come on a bit further into the game, but I would be happy to see him come on now, to be totally honest. We're not playing very well. Spurfect81, put Sonny in the middle, Rishi left, take Werner off, possibly. That is what Josh was suggesting maybe should happen. The Ugly Truth says Bissouma can beat the press and carry the ball. Werner not been playing games. Wish Solomon was fit. He's got pace. That's true, but Werner's got pace as well, and frankly just hasn't been using it, which comes from a little bit of confidence, a confidence issue. Although, important to remember, with maybe only about 5 or 10 minutes of the half to go, Werner did, for the first time, take on Tariq Lamptey, and Lamptey kind of slipped over, and that might enable Werner to get a bit more space down the left in this next half. SM says no holding midfield and Maddison coming back to help. To be fair, that is what Maddison was doing brilliantly in those first 10 games, alongside Bissouma, kind of really helping him out. And therefore we had those 3 players in there who were just breaking down the defensive midfielder, or the midfield of the opposition teams. And it just looks to me today like Sarr and Bentancur aren't quite at the races enough to beat that press from our kind of back line too easily. Alan Smith, it's a bit fake at the moment. Too many excuses. Are you talking about Tottenham or are you talking about us? Who knows? Gonpo Tamadzang says the forward 3 is just extremely slow and no finishing. To be honest, I don't think we've had enough opportunities to complain about the finishing so far. We have, in the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes, started winning the ball back on the transition from Brighton a lot more, and that should breed some confidence, but yeah, we're going to have to take one of our chances on these transitions. And at the moment, Rishi, unfortunately, is kind of just taking the wrong option every single time, which is a little bit depressing, to say the least. However, let's try and look at some positives. The subs bench: Forster, Royal, Davis, Dragushin, Skip, Pierre, Bissouma, Johnson and Son. I don't think it'll be too long before we see the likes of Bissouma, Brennan Johnson and Heung-min Son. Maybe if Brennan Johnson plays, we can find some space in for him to get his pace down the right, and maybe Kulusevski could come more central, offer us a bit more creative threat in that central area than Sarr has, for instance. Sarr obviously always offers us legs, but hasn't really been in the game that much at the moment. Aaron Hickok, a member, hi Aaron, he says, our bench is better than our starting 11. Michael, another member, says, how long until we start Dragushin since our defence keeps making stupid mistakes? Well, I think actually it was Bentancur who made the mistake today. I mean, yes, Van der Ven, and he said Van der Sen, I don't know why I said that. Van der Ven was the one who gave away the foul in the end, but that was a result of panic from the ball being played badly and controlled badly from Bentancur. Little super chat here from Kennedy Loy. Thank you, Kennedy. Too many touches. He says we need more shots. Yeah, well, I'd say we need to get ourselves into positions where we can get more shots. But at the moment, it hasn't been happening. Josh is back. Any more thoughts while you've been away, Josh?
Yeah, I just think we need to make... I'd love to see at least one change at half-time. And I think it has to be in the front line. I think it has to be Son.
Yeah.
Give him 45 minutes. If he's really fit to play... Because we weren't really getting pressed. You see that last 15 minutes, we actually did okay playing out from the back. So maybe that isn't the critical issue. It's having some clinicalness in the final third.
Yeah, can I just say a comment that's relevant there? Kayla Mine has said, our possession has been dominant in the second half of that first half. Am I watching the same game as everyone? Like, lol, like WTF. It will come. We'll get Son on, someone more clinical. Look, I agree. I think we've been better. I wouldn't say it's necessarily our possession. I'd say we've been winning transitions back. They've been giving the ball away a little bit more, and we've had chances to run at the defence. But unfortunately, when we've had those chances and it's come into Rishi's feet, he's rarely made the right decision.
Yeah. And that is where everyone that's saying Richie has to start centrally all the time now because he's scored loads of goals. I think Son's our best striker. I really do.
He's our best finisher, for sure.
I think he's our best striker as well because he's
not elite like with his back to goal either. To be honest, I don't think so.
Have you at the start of this season? I was so impressed with. I'm not saying he's elite at it. He's not someone that can shoulder a defender off the ball or whatever. But he's so much quicker with his feet. His touch is better than Richarlison. He can play the ball off quickly to a midfielder and he can create. And also, look at him. He's created. I think it's the third most chances in the league, or something like that.
One thing I would say is that he definitely scans better and he's aware of what else is going on the pitch a lot better. That's for sure. But I mean, I would be very surprised. I wouldn't be disappointed, but I'd be very surprised if he takes off. Or if he puts Richarlison left and puts Son down the centre.
Same, yeah. I'd be very surprised.
I'd be surprised, but you know, it could happen. I don't know. Soon Kang again says it's so simple. Son when you play pressing high-line teams, Rishi when you play a low-block team. Well, yes, you might well be right because there's space in behind. Yeah. But in those low-block games as well, we need to be getting more crosses in for Rishi. That's where we need to be getting more crosses from Kulusevski onto Rishi's head a little bit. Darlington Chindu says, Bentancur's not a 6. We urgently need Basuma in there. I kind of agree. Bentancur's had a chance at 6 the last 3-4 games and has not been great.
Yeah,
Not been great at all. It's pretty difficult at the moment. We are looking for our 5th home win in a row, but that might be the barefaced stats, but the reality is we concede so many goals, and this is the 2nd home game in a row that we've been 1-0 down at half-time. Can we score 3 quick goals again like we did against Brentford? I don't
think we can bank on it. Do you know what I mean?
No, I'm definitely not banking on it, but I would love it to happen.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
for sure. Previn Newmaker, take off Kulu, is too slow and doesn't put crosses in the box.
It's funny because Kulu's the only one that can actually retain the ball. How many times has he held onto it or quickly touched it past him? Werner and Richarlison cannot do that. That's the problem.
I think Werner can only do it with his kind of back to goal, whereas what Decky is willing to do is kind of show his body more down the line and take the bounce off the defender because he's stronger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Nico with a super chat, thank you, mate. Rishi forgotten how to pass, chasing goal tally.
Well, he's a striker, isn't he? I suppose. Like,
I can't. Yeah, I guess there's that one thing where you were upset about it, where he didn't see that Romero had made a run inside him. But I tell you what, if Rishi had realised that and played that inside ball to Romero, I would have been like, "Oh, you are a better player."
He'd be world class. Yeah.
I'd be thinking, you are a better player than I thought you were. Farai Masimwa says, Udogi needs to stop his sissy reactions every time he loses the ball. Okay. I haven't really noticed that, but I do feel like with Udogi in the last few games, he's not been quite as strong and not making as many lung-busting kind of runs, kind of just being a little a little more conservative in that inverted.
The funny thing is, it's 2 lung busting runs that got us 2 goals at Brentford. So, hopefully you get some instruction on that half time.
Yeah. Internet Explorer, Kulu, Bentancur, Richarlison all need to be sold. Nothing like a reactive Spurs fan.
Kulu, Bentancur and Richarlison.
All need to be sold.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, okay. You never know.
Agreed. I'm joking.
Zomi, here's one for not many people. Højbjerg better than Bentancur. Well,
he's better at certain things. Not in this game, I don't think.
He might be a better 6 in a way. I don't know.
I think he's better at against low block teams. I don't trust him in this game where they're pressing us off the park. Like, I don't, and they're like gunning for our 6. How many times has Højbjerg passed it back to made a pass back and then it's gone straight to an attacker?
One thing I will say is, and I'm as guilty of this as anyone. I've been talking about when we get our players back, when everyone's fit, when the suspensions are over, when everyone's back from AFCON and the Asian Cup, and just assuming that everything will just fall into place. But this is the Premier League. These games are hard. Brighton are a top side. They beat lots and lots of teams. They regularly go to Old Trafford and win. They go lots of places. They know how they're playing. And at the moment, they are doing what they need to do. And it's very impressive. However, what we need to do is make sure we score the next goal and put them under some severe pressure. Shush has paid, with a super chat, he's paid £2 just to tell you to move the mic away and blow your nose.
Sorry.
So that in a recession
to pay for that as well.
Yeah.
I'm considering moving it closer so that he pays again.
I mean, to be honest, I'm wondering if he's got the right person because I'm the one with the cold here. So I don't need to blow my nose, but obviously my voice is completely ridiculous. I'm aware of this.
No, I'll move it away. Thank you, Shush.
Joris Wouters says Bisson for Rodrigo and Sonny down the middle harsh, but I'd hook Rishi. Well, I think I don't think we'd be upset if Ange made some big changes here.
I'm scared of hooking Richie because we haven't got that many players that score goals. And it's like, I'd rather him and Son on the pitch because they can both score.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, who else are you looking to score a goal in that team?
Well, that's where
nobody.
Well, that's where I'd say what we need now more of is kind of Destiny and Pedro Porro getting into the box more. Because Destiny scored a few weeks ago. Porro has scored some goals for Spurs, hasn't done for a little bit. We need to kind of add more men into the box when we're getting in those wide areas through Werner, which we haven't made the most of yet. The players coming back out onto the pitch. Let's see if there have been any changes made. Yogi Bear says, I'd like to see Son at left wing, Werner to right wing, Kulu off. Interesting. It looks like Brighton have come out first under their assistant manager who looks a lot like Jurgen Klopp, to be honest.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah, Kloppo the second. Danny Welbeck, as ever, having one of the games of his life against Spurs, pressing Bentancur every time he's got the ball, holding it up nicely, winning a penalty, making chances. Yeah, Spurs
it's a different
still
game.
In the change room, getting an absolute rollicking at the moment.
It's definitely a different game to the one up at Brighton, wasn't it?
Well, this is interesting. So Ange is out, but the players are still in the change room. So he's obviously said to them, you sort it out. He talks about this a lot. He says often he leaves the dressing room to sort themselves out. So I wonder if he's left kind of Romero, Son and Maddison in charge of this. Because there has been just a little bit of a lack of tempo and a little bit of what feels like a lack of belief almost sometimes. And maybe...
What are your thoughts on that, if that's what's happened? I don't think... I'm not sure that that's what's happened. But if he has actually gone, you lot sort it out.
I don't mean for the whole of the half time.
Yeah.
I just mean maybe the last few minutes. Like, I'm just going to go now. And maybe he's just said, this is shit, basically.
Yeah.
Deal with it and then let the boys try and sort it out. It's just been kind of like a bit of a mix of a lack of bravery. We're usually a lot braver, actually, when we've got the ball at centre-half. Romero usually plays a lot better balls in through the lines, into the midfield.
Yeah, it's true.
I should say, there have been no changes at half-time. None at all. So, let's see what happens. And it's kicked off.
Did Son look like he was warming up then or something? Like, he looks like he was doing something.
Don't ruin my weekend, Spurs. Come on. Romero on the ball in centre back, gives it back to Vicario.
Interesting, they're not pressing the keeper.
No, they're pressing the second ball, the ball after the keeper.
Yeah.
And actually, that is there for the first time. Romero being a bit braver as he plays across the pitch ball into Udogie, who's now going to take on Gross.
Can't make this pass though. That's the problem. I thought Werner was about to run in behind.
Yeah, but Udogie did run past Werner there, which I liked.
That's
Maddison
nice from
splays it
Maddison.
out
Much
to
better.
Decky.
Come on, Decky.
Yeah,
Quick.
it's a good run
quick.
from Sarr. I'll give it to him. Well done. Now go and get the
He's
return off him.
Is he off?
No. And he gives it back out to Decky,
Well
who finds
done.
Bentancur. He's going to have a dig here. Wasn't a good connection to say, oh, he could have won a pen there, but he didn't. And actually, he's gone over a bit easy. Oh, Brighton do well.
Yeah, they
but
do.
No, we've won it back well there with
Well
Sarr.
done, Sarr.
Gives it to Rishi, who's down the right flank here. Wins something. Get it back to Decky. Well done.
Well done.
But there's no one in the box, so there's no cross for him.
Why is there no one in the box?
Because Rishi was down the right flank.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be just Richie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We're meant to be fluid and...
Good ball from Romero into Maddison, who wins a free kick. That was beautiful. Literally mentioned this a couple of minutes ago. Romero has now played 2 braver balls in the pocket, and Maddison's won a good free kick, probably 28, 29 yards out.
Yeah. Why are they moaning about this free kick?
Because he got the ball. But he got the ball from going the wrong way around him. That's the thing. If you take the man at the same time as the ball, it's a free kick.
Yeah, it's rubbish.
Okay, come on, Spurs. This is a chance for Madders and Porro over this. Surely Madders wants this. Yeah, he's got the ball in his hands. He's not scored a free kick for Spurs yet. This would be a great time.
Yeah, please, Madders.
I think he's going to go top left with this one. What do you think?
It's not really his side, though, is it? He likes it.
It's not, but David Beckham used to love this.
Yeah,
shape.
he did, didn't he?
And Madders copies Beckham with his free kicks a bit. I think he's going to go top left and hope that Steele, the keeper, takes a little step behind his wall. Because he's lined the wall up to mark the near post. He's going to hope that he takes a step.
Top left is pretty obvious, though, isn't it?
I think obvious is more over the wall is what you'd expect him to do.
Yeah.
Let's see. Steps
I think
up.
he's going to go top right.
He went to
He
the
went
left,
left,
and
didn't
the
he?
keeper just stayed where it was. It wasn't a good
Pretty
connection.
tame.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's very
tame.
Very tame. Keeper claims it easily. Just didn't get enough on it. Just bounces in front of the
Yeah,
keeper.
weird one.
And an easy grab. Brighton throw it out quickly.
I miss our set piece coach, you know? You know, from those free kicks under Conte, we used to do all sorts of weird things that used to result in goals.
I was actually genuine. Oh, blimey.
Oh.
I was genuinely surprised, you know, when he kept Mason but didn't keep the free kick.
Yeah,
to be
same.
honest.
Oh, that's poor. Come
Well
on.
done,
Well
Mickey Van
done.
der Ven, though. And a good pass out to Werner. Oh, God. It's just not quite falling for us in the 50-50 little challenges at the moment. Let's hope that turns around.
We need to get that Son and Maddison partnership back, man.
Oh, well blocked, Werner. Oh, do you see what I mean? That's another example of it. Werner.
Not falling for us,
Werner, he saw the pass. It was kind of transparent. And it just
Intercepted
bounced
it.
off him. Yeah, he intercepted it. Sorry, yeah. Back with the Brighton keeper.
yeah. We need to score quickly if we want to win this game, that's for sure.
Rishi working hard again on the press.
Even there, Richie looks a little bit laboured compared to his usual, like, train. Oh,
Well, that's obstruction. Well done, Timo.
well done.
Oh, unlucky. It was a bad cross in the end, but he did
To
well
be
before
honest,
that.
Madison moved away from it. If he carried on with that run, although he might have been offside, I suppose.
Well played there, Destiny Udogi. Put the press on really hard, and as a result, we've won a throw-in. Werner did well there, but unfortunately, it wasn't one of his best left-foot crosses. But he can do it.
Is this Kulu on the left? No, it's Van der
No,
Ven,
that's Van
sorry.
der Ven, yeah. But you can see already that
He's not off.
I thought he might be off there, yeah.
Was he?
Yeah, it was stupid.
I thought he'd come back just in time.
He doesn't think he was off either.
Yeah, he wasn't. I don't think he was.
You can see already, though, that when Romero is on the ball, he is looking more kind of forward-thinking, trying to find those little brave balls into the middle.
50 minutes. I'd say 5 minutes, and then we have to make a serious change.
Oh, Matoma, lovely. Out to Stupinian. Oh, and he's
Ah,
in down the
poor.
left.
Go on, Romero.
Keeper. Keeper!
What are you doing?
Okay, it's come all the way across here. Brighton are in a good position here. Stand careful there,
That could have been a bloody pen.
I know.
It's got to be careful.
Yeah, well done,
Well
Werner
done,
there.
Werner. That did look a bit delayed, I've got to say.
Werner was facing his own goal line, felt something, and dived on the floor 5 seconds later. Oh dear, that was nothing in that at all, was there? Maybe just a tiny little bit of nothing. Oh, God.
I'm not sure about that, Sarr.
Sarr has come and get the ball off Vicario, and Brighton have got the press on us now. Gives it out to Van der Ven, who gets it out to nobody.
No, it's poor.
Werner wasn't there for him there, and we've lost the ball already. And the crowd, I have to say, and I'm not surprised.
Quiet, are they?
Well, they're just getting on their backs a bit. Well done, Pap Sarr, though. A little bit of space for Kulusevski now, a bit more centrally than usual. He's got no one near him here. He's got, wow, good strength.
Go on, Kulu.
He's managed to go up against the only person less quick than him.
Nearly falls over.
Billy Gilmore then gets back, wins it back, and Porro helps him out. It's a throw-in.
At least we got some territory.
Decky did well there, yeah.
Well done. Who are you bringing on at this moment? You got one.
No, I'm going to bring on Son and Basuma, and I would put the team that we played that first 10 games and just hope that their chemistry remembers itself.
Yeah.
Good position here for Werner. No, Decky.
You've got to go towards the ball.
He didn't know the man was there.
Yeah, fair enough. But, like, you know you're taught that, aren't you?
They're in here. They're in. They're properly in. Oh, and Lamptey's turned away, which has helped us out. Chance for us to get back in some shape there.
Do you remember when Lamptey was the most sought-after right-back in the league?
He's really suffered from injuries, though, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's only been coming back in the last few months. I think he's been playing, I mean, just from some highlights I've seen, he's been playing on the left a little bit for them as well, I think. Oh, Destiny. Lamptey against Destiny in a foot race here, but Destiny sees the ball out.
Well done, Destiny.
So what's Bentancur saying here? So Bentancur's no longer going for that easy pass into him. Porro is... I think they basically said don't give it to Bentancur because they know that Welbeck is on his back each time and asking Porro and Destiny to get the ball.
Porro is playing 6, basically, it looks like, doesn't it?
He's a lot more central.
And Sarr is playing right back. It's confusing them, that's for sure.
That's just a bit of the fluidity, but certainly Porro and Destiny are getting the ball off the centre halves a bit more and letting Bentancur
run.
kind of take Welbeck away from the game a little bit.
Yeah.
That's good ball. Werner, could have put Bentancur through there.
Straight
Still
away.
could, and didn't want to at any time, but he's...
Go
good
on,
run
Werner.
from Werner.
You've got to hit that with some venom.
I think it's deflected for a corner.
I don't think it was.
So that was good, though. Werner really opened his legs up there and drove centrally, and in the end, he just didn't get hold of the shot, but it deflects wide.
Does
but
it
that's
deflect,
good for his
though?
confidence. Yeah, it does. It's a corner.
Okay.
But I'm not saying it would have gone in if it hadn't deflected.
Yeah.
But it was just good to see some confidence, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know when Werner had his best ever game against Spurs in the Champions League for Leipzig?
For Leipzig, yeah. Come on, Tottenham.
Come on, corner. Gilmore, get off Richarlison, mate. Get your arms down. It's gone near post.
So
didn't
close.
break for us.
Yeah.
Coming out. It's been cleared by Brighton. Kulusevski. Well played.
Well done.
Absolutely brilliant.
Well done.
Beaten Estupiñán, I think it is, down the right. How's your right foot cross?
Ooh.
Corner.
That
Good
was
stuff from Kulusevski.
Yeah, it was good.
Welbeck with the clearance. Are they going to do the corner short? No. Decky's going to take the
Porro
in-swing
not
himself.
on these? Well, I suppose, no, you don't want an outswinger, do you?
They're going a bit quicker now. Kulusevski. Good delivery. Another
Corner.
corner. Cleared by Matoma.
Come on, Tottenham!
We need some men running across that near post corner and trying to get the flick on. They've done it short this time.
What? Oh, there's a ball on the pitch. I was thinking... I thought they were calling offside. I was like, what the fuck?
Spurs fans always throw those balls on the pitch. It's mad. Okay.
Idiots.
It's a shame because Madders was in a really good position from the short corner there, actually. Okay, we go short again, this time with Porro. Who gets a good cross in. Oh. Be strong here, Rishi. Sarr has a shot from outside the box. Been deflected again, though.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I thought that was just because... Look, I know Sarr's scored 2 goals for us, but, like, his ball striking is pretty poor.
Yeah, that was
I think his ball
technique,
strike...
but
Yeah.
Here we go again. Another short one from Kulusevski to Porro. Decky's making a run outside him, so Son... Yep, Porro should cross this, maybe. Oh, we're going
Decky on your
backwards a little
left.
bit here. Nice
No,
idea,
poor.
but that's not happening. And it goes straight through to the keeper. Whoosh, 55 minutes gone. But Spurs in the ascendancy in the second half so far, I'd say. Without making any
proper
chances.
threat, yeah.
Come on, Spurs.
Please, Sonny.
Steele goes straight and down the middle with the kick. And do you know what? Destiny does really well there.
Yeah, he does. That could have been dangerous.
Yeah, because
with Matoma.
and that's what Edison is really good at for Man City. Is everyone expects it to be beautiful football every single time.
Well
but sometimes
done, Kulu.
he just lamps it perfectly. Tell you what, Rishi's in here. Get a touch.
Oh, Richie!
Do you think he was brave enough there?
No, I don't. I think he could have got to that.
Basically, the keeper came and
Pass it
cleared
back to
out
Kulu.
when, we feel like Rishi could have been a bit braver and gone in for a 50-50. And maybe even got the keeper sent off. Anyway, we're just pushing Brighton a bit further back this half so far. Destiny Udogie on the left lays it out to Werner. Udogie again makes the run, which is good. Makes space for Werner, who lays it inside to Van der Ven.
Out to Werner again.
A little bit slow. Porro now. Back to Romero. That's.
Oh, you got to be
nice
quicker.
idea.
You've
Nice
got
idea.
to be quicker, though.
Nice idea. Okay, Brighton are bringing on a sub.
Jesus Christ.
Is that Ansu
This
Fati?
is, this is what I got clipped up for last time, complaining that the other team is bringing on a sub before us when we are the ones losing. Do you know what I mean?
I think Ange probably just feels like nothing is going, it's going a bit better so far. So Fati, is it on for Lallana? Tottenham Hotspur's Ansu Fati, who was he signed for us for about 3 hours, about 6 months ago, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Everybody was
And then,
so livid.
It was either him or Johnson, wasn't it? Or was it we were going to get both of them?
He decided to go elsewhere before the Johnson thing happened. But it is obviously written in the script for
Well
Fati to
done,
get the second
Sarr.
goal today.
Well done, Sarr.
Yeah, Sarr did well then. But Spurs retain possession. Bentancur, don't lose it. Don't lose it. Okay, did better there.
Too many touches per action for him, like as in. Oh, that was a nice try though, Madders.
Yeah, it was, and he's chased it, and that's good from
Come on, was that really a
foul.
last
been
30
given
minutes
as a
we're going
foul.
into now? Come on, and make a change. We need some clinicalness up top. We need something.
Maybe it's clear to Ange that those players aren't ready to play more than
Fair
20
enough.
minutes.
Look, he doesn't look ready to come on at all. I'm telling you, 70% Sonny is more clinical than any of our front line.
Yeah. Literally.
Where's
only
Fati playing, on the
literally
right?
Only just got off his first class plane though. It's very difficult in first class, mate.
He's had 2 days of training.
Very difficult in a private jet.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, good from Sarr. Oh,
That was nice.
Go on,
Nice,
Decky.
though.
Nice idea from Sarr. Tried to play Madders in. Get there.
Oh!
Sarr had a shot that was blocked. We just need one of those to go in
Well
somehow.
done. Yeah, that's the thing.
But we're making some chance. We're making some shots now. Destiny on the
Pass
ball
it
on the
out
left.
to Werner.
Gives it to Sarr. Just gets it caught under his feet a little bit. Into Destiny, who's on the inside channel, inside left channel. It rolls into Rishi, but
Oh.
not a good return ball from Rishi. But don't foul him. He just wants
Don't
to feel
foul him.
something.
Yeah.
Well done. Kicks it out, and Spurs get the ball back. And the ball boy gets it going quickly.
Come on,
again.
Tottenham.
Van der Ven now on the ball. Plays it nicely into Madders. Opens his body up nicely. Lovely from Madders. Beautiful from
Nice.
Madders. Decky will want to take this on his left foot and cross or shoot. But doesn't. Lays it back to Madders. Ah, just...
Poor, mum.
Nah, it's just... It's a
No,
bad
that
touch,
is...
but
It's like...
they're in here, Brighton. That's a foul.
That's a foul.
I'll tell you what, the refs
Easy
let
foul.
Bentancur away from on that.
Oh, what are you doing? Is that Porro?
It was unlucky. Yeah, he's tried to do a ball that would have set us in a really good position, but it just got telegraphed a little bit. The Spurs are doing much better in this last 5 or 10 minutes. Well done, Porro. He's turned nicely. Not a good ball, but interesting.
Out.
Chance. Werner
Come
in the left.
on!
Rishi in the front. Oh, just not a good cross from Werner.
Werner, you've got to hit that with a
No,
bit
he was
more
offside
venom.
anyway.
Okay.
Shouldn't be. Shouldn't be, though.
No, he was looking across the line.
Let's see here.
I've been waiting.
That's gone a bit early there, yeah.
I've been waiting to say this, but I'm really hoping this isn't the first game that we don't score in.
Yeah, so what are we, 35 in a row? 36 in a row would put us second on the all-time. Sonny is coming on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to
And
use
the crowd
very quickly. Sorry,
already
guys.
getting excited about it. And Josh is so excited that he's leaving.
I need to use the lead, yeah.
Goods from Romero there, wins it into Bentancur. We're winning the ball back a lot quicker now, but that has been really well seen by Brighton. Bentancur, careful. Well done, mate. Well done. Takes 3 players out of the game there, Bentancur, and then gives it away, but gets it back and gives it out to Kulusevski. Porro's made a great run, but he's offside. But Sarr isn't. Chance. Cross it. Go! Goal! Pat Matasar, absolutely outstanding. Made a great run. Inside ball from Kulusevski. Hits the post. from what would have been an own goal because he tries to cross it to Richarlison. The defender nicks it onto the post. It comes back to Pat Matasahu, who with his left foot puts it in the far corner. I'm on my own. I'm celebrating. Have I gone too early? My voice is shot to shit. Are VAR going to ruin my life? Am I going to get memed like last week and be at a party on Saturday night where my Arsenal fan friend says, I've seen a video of you today? Very embarrassing it was, but at this point, who cares? Tottenham won, Brighton and Hove Albion won. Here comes the replay. Bentancur nearly gave it away in midfield, but got it out to Kulusevski. Beautiful run, ball from Kulusevski and run by Sarr, who's onside. Tries to play in Richarlison. Definite goal. Great finish on a tight angle from Sarr.
Come on!
And frankly, we're all calling for Josh to go back to the toilet. We are 100% goals scored since Josh goes to the toilet.
Ooh, is it Sarr, yeah?
Yes.
Is he definitely not off?
No, it can't be offside.
Come on!
1-1, lovely stuff. Big Ange with a little Tim Henman fist bump. Just as Sonny's about to come on as
That's
well.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah,
Tim
one
Henman.
for the old boys. One for the old boys. Son and Bissouma and Brennan Johnson.
One sec, who's Johnson coming on for though? Kulu? I hope not.
The captain's armband comes on Son. It would be a bit unfortunate. I would have thought Werner.
Yeah, I hope Werner.
Romero hands the captain's armband to the face of the club, Heung-min Son. Bentancur coming off, presumably for Bissouma, and Werner coming off as well. So actually, Bentancur just come off. The moment after, he actually was really brave on the ball, and he nearly gave the ball away a couple of times, but won it, got it out to Kulusevski, and that's how the goal ended up
Really?
being
So
scored.
Bentancur created that, basically?
He was like the assist to the assist to the assist.
So Werner came off.
Werner, Bentancur, and Kulusevski.
Kulu, yeah, I would take off Richie, I'm not going to lie. I would.
So Johnson will be on the right, I would have thought.
Because
Sonny
again,
on the left.
Look, all I'm going to say to that is, again, you're kind of taking a... Kulu's been brilliant this past 15 minutes, I thought.
Yeah, he has, and he
Yeah.
and he made the goal.
Yeah.
Well, Ange knows what Ange wants.
Fair enough, but like...
Oh, and Bissouma, first
Straight
thing he does
away.
on the pitch is absolutely hack down Danny Welbeck. And the only reason he's not been booked is because he's literally only just stepped on the pitch. Now, Bissouma's just out of a suspension. Is he back to naught on the yellows? Or is he like still languishing somewhere on a 4 or
It's
something?
before Christmas, so it has to be, surely.
62 minutes gone.
Sarr yellow card there.
Sarr got booked. No, that was for celebrating the goal. He went into the crowd and he got a yellow card.
Oh, really,
Let's hope
Sarr?
that
You're
doesn't-
going into the crowd for an equaliser, not a winning goal.
Oh, he doesn't score many, bless him. Matoma has the ball, dangerous area on the left.
Come on,
Drives
Tottenham!
At Porro, and that's a corner. Romero just blocks it out at the near post.
Our man behind the sticks kind of huffed a little bit there. I'm wondering if he's got an update that the corner is a goal or something. The way that...
He's watching what we're watching,
Sammy,
but
yeah.
if he does huff like that, then I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to be telling me either. I don't have the comments on screen because I know that can happen.
Right, okay.
Come on, boys, be strong from this corner. I mean, he's a Chelsea fan. It might
Oh,
be
look,
just
he's
Chelsea
hurting.
playing.
He's hurting. You see that, Porro? Porro's really hurting. He's really hurting there.
Okay, this is Brighton's 4th corner. Spurs
Come on,
have
Tottenham.
Spurs have had 9. Got to stay strong here, boys. They're going to dunk it onto
Dunk.
Vicario's head where Dunk is. And it's just gone off for a near post. It's another corner, which hopefully means that whole
It's not another
theory that you
corner.
came up with
Yeah.
of Sammy knowing what's happening before
Yeah.
we do. And basically, you ruined my life for 10 seconds there. There's not been it. So, but Brighton putting us on the big press,
Yeah,
and
come on.
Vicario
Well done, Vicario.
lamps it to Destiny, who flicks it on nicely. Lovely
Well done,
from Sonny. To Madders, and that's a yellow card.
Yellow!
I think 40 is Buonotte, is it? He chops down Madders. You just get the feeling when Madders sees that Son's on the pitch and takes a nice touch.
He changes,
he's a bit up.
yeah.
His
That-
energy was a bit up.
The Sonny Madders link-up was the replacement for Kane. Like, do you know what I mean? That's what it
Exactly. And this is the first time we've seen it since Chelsea.
was. Yeah.
So come on, 65 minutes gone now. This has been a good second half from Spurs, not just because we scored an equaliser.
What is that, Vicario?
Vicario's just put us in all sorts of trouble, but well done, Destiny Udogie there.
All right, now get
rid of it, Vic.
Get rid of it. Yeah. Thank God.
But not just because we've equalised, but brilliant from Son.
Wow,
Rishi, give
again.
it. Well done.
Make the run.
Lovely from Spurs. Sonny, out to
See what I mean
Brennan
about Sonny?
Johnson.
No.
I think he went too early with his shot there, Brennan, but it was beautiful football. Beautiful football. Sonny's touch is absolutely beautiful so
See
far.
what I mean? Yes, he
I
has.
think Sonny could have waited a touch and let Brennan make an inside run there, but anyway, it's a shot on target. Johnson, how's it go? 65 minutes gone. Well done.
Well done.
Won it back again with Romero. Gives it easy out to Porro. And Romero's made a lovely run. Brennan, well done, Brennan Johnson.
Well
lovely.
done.
Romero, nosebleed from Romero here. Up on the 18-yard, the opposition's 18-yard line. But he has been much braver on the ball second half. Bissouma with his first non-fouling touch of the game. Destiny Udogie takes it up in a lovely position. Gets it out wide now to Sonny.
Come on, Tottenham.
Who's surely going to cut on his right foot and cross it. He doesn't. He's driving into the box. Gets to the byline. Crosses it.
Oh.
Well done. Well cleared from Brighton. Spurs now. Brighton, nobody left up the pitch, so it comes back.
Come on,
Romero.
Tottenham.
Out to Pat Matassar. We now have the midfield of that first 10 games and Sonny out on the left. Bissouma just taking some easy touches in midfield. Him and Porro linking up nicely again. Madison puts Richarlison in, but there's too much on it.
That was a nice idea, though.
Lovely idea. Just a little one-touch through ball, and unfortunately, he just used his 9-iron instead of his sandwich. But Rishi will like the look of that. Steele's going to go long. Out wide.
I like that.
Win that second ball, Christian. Lovely. Beautiful from Spurs. Suddenly popping it about nicer than we have done for a long time. Brennan wins a foul. It wasn't a foul, I didn't think, but he did well.
Yeah.
Saw the man coming.
And those are those little 50-50s that we just weren't getting. Do you know what I mean, in the first
I think
half?
that's because suddenly we've got the players on the pitch who are confident in each other's touches and those little 3, 4, 5-yard passes. Matters into Destiny. Makes the second run. Goes back to Biss, who gives it to Van der Ven and gets it off him. This is exactly what we were doing those first 10 games. I remember that Liverpool game especially, us just playing these lovely little passes around Bissouma, Sarr, Porro and Udogie in central midfield. And here's Sarr on the ball on the right flank now, going backwards towards, it'll come to Romero. This might have to go back to Vic,
off a
and
bit,
does.
yeah.
Brighton starting to press again. Vicario goes long to the right. Brendan Johnson's not going to win that.
Nah.
So Welbeck now is doing the same job that he was doing previously to Bentancur, but on Bissouma. Will he have as much success?
Come on, Tottenham.
Goes out to Lamptey. No.
That looks soft to me.
Kind of won a free kick there because Destiny tried to just nick the ball on the halfway line, I think from Buonanotte, who falls on the floor. Let's have a look. Just going to have a look at some of the other scores. Actually, I'm not, because
Ferguson coming on, it looks like.
yeah, Evan Ferguson is warming up on the touchline. Brighton going for something over the top here. Porro
Well done, Porro.
gets in, but he's done well there.
Yes.
He's done well.
I thought that was staying in play for a moment.
Yeah, I did too. Matoma had made a run over the back of Pedro Porro. Brighton, just in this last couple of minutes, getting their foot on the ball a little bit more.
Which is annoying since we've just made the subs, but, you know, hopefully these lot...
That's nice defending from Spurs there.
We need to...
not able to get in.
We need Romero to continue his second half form of beating the press.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, Vic doesn't trust Sarr with the ball
No,
there,
he doesn't.
but also the Brighton player doesn't go all the way with him.
Yeah.
Oof, well done, Madders. Nice. Had slight visions there as Destiny got the ball of that pass back he gave to... Vic has given the ball away.
Yeah, it's poor.
Well done, Bissouma, and well done, Madders, for pulling out. Madders felt like taking the man out in there, but I think he realised he was booked.
He's on a yellow, yeah.
And also...
Shit, I forgot that.
Yeah.
For a moment.
But Vicaria's just given... I mean, it's going to happen in games like this because they're a great pressing side. But he's
given them encouragement, hasn't he?
He's given them encouragement with a few passes straight to Brighton players.
Come on, Tottenham.
We've got to get that intensity up again.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be one of those ones where we can only get the intensity up again if we concede another goal.
I'm not going to lie, my next sub would be Richie off, you know.
4?
To put just to get Son in the middle. I'd move Son. I'd move Richie to the left if it helps or something. But I just need Son in the middle. I need it.
Stand up, Pedro. Oh, well done.
Well
boy.
done.
But you take Rishi off, who are you bringing on?
He's fucked himself. Look.
You'd have to bring on a Pierre or a Skip.
He's really hurt himself.
Yeah, Poro's just got a little impact injury then, but game carries
No,
on.
but that's twice. That's twice in the past 5 minutes.
What I'd like to see is Johnson hold on to the ball a bit better.
He
when
can't.
It comes into his feet.
That's the problem.
He tries to play a lot of flicks and tricks. That was brilliant from
Go on,
there.
Sonny!
Sonny can open his legs down the left, but he's just a bad touch. I tell you what, now Brighton have got the transition. Well in Romero. Beautiful from Christian Romero getting in ahead of Welbeck. Spurs have the ball again. Bissouma gives it to Romero. And a pass from Romero there that gets 5 players out
to
of the
Sonny!
game.
Out to Sonny! Oh, my God,
He wasn't ready
Richie.
for that. I felt like he listened to you there, and he wasn't ready to play the ball.
He listened to me.
He doesn't have that in his locker.
No,
He's
but
got to
he
wait
had...
till he's closer to him. Good football from Brighton. Breaks our press easily, and now they're in down the left. Yeah.
Come on,
Matoma
Bissouma.
will be free in a second as well, but they've gone the other way, and they're in. Keeper, no. Okay, Destiny, you've got to stand up here, boy. Stand up. Stand up. And help him. You've got to help him, Sonny. Stop the cross.
Sonny.
Okay, Tarek doesn't want to cross it. Brighton just kind of outside our box now.
Yeah. They're definitely in the ascendancy, unfortunately.
Oh, and so free at the
Come
back
on,
post.
Tottenham.
Matoma, who crosses it.
Well done, Biss.
Yeah, just this last 5 minutes, Brighton have come back into it. It's always going to be the way, though. They're always going to have little moments, these Premier League games. Brennan gets turned a bit easily there.
I'm not going to lie. I've just got to be honest here. The subs, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying, because these are the subs I would have made, but since the subs, that's when it's changed.
Got man coming in the box here. Brighton in a really good position here. Lamptey. And Matoma's free at the back.
Can
Stop
no
the
one
cross.
get to that?
Stop the cross. And they didn't stop the cross. Van der Ven did well in the end. This is the centre back now. Van Hecker trying to drive through the middle of our defence. Rishi
Well done,
press him all the
Richie.
way. Okay, it's now Brighton who are getting the ball back very quickly, and Spurs look a little devoid of energy at this point.
Yeah.
And the Brighton fans are loud. Well done, Destiny. Good pressure.
I don't feel like we're pressing them very well at the moment.
No. And there's a good run in there. Oh,
It's
and
too easy
Matoma.
for Matoma there.
Yeah. They're in at the back. They're in. They're in.
Come on!
Sonny, you've got to stop the shot. Stop the cross. Chance.
Oh.
Sonny, work!
Sonny! Jesus.
Stop the cross. Stop the cross. Jesus. Why do we never stop? We never close down the crosser, ever. We conceded so many goals like that
Johnson,
this
you
season.
could easily beat him to that.
Another cross comes in. Well done by Romero.
All right,
The good
hang
headed
on to the
pass.
ball, please. Oh, my
And he
God.
doesn't. He
Handball.
just kicks it straight at Brighton and they come back at us.
That is so poor.
Yeah, this has been a poor 10 minutes now from Spurs. Yeah, last 5 minute possession, 74% Brighton. And they're in down the right. But Destiny telegraphs it and wins a foul cleverly.
Well done.
Okay, now start again, boys. Start again.
Can you pinpoint what's going on there?
Yeah, just we've scored a goal. So Brighton are suddenly back to the exact level that they were before we conceded a goal. In the ascendancy, on the front foot.
Yeah.
Spurs have sat off it a little bit, 5% or something. It happened all exactly the same way in the Everton game. Madders picks up the ball. He's not blessed with options here. He's trying to turn away. He's in danger here. Gives it to Porro, who's...
That's so poor. Come on.
It's not poor, it's just
Sorry,
dangerous.
no. Yeah, dangerous, I meant to say.
And Madison is
He
fouled.
got lucky there. I'm telling you that now. Looked like he got the ball to me.
But this is what the Brighton high press does. That was the centre half. He went all the way with Madison.
Yeah.
Where Madison is on his 18-yard line. That should be a yellow card. That is a
it
scissor
should
tackle.
actually. Yeah. No, I've seen it there.
Spurs are giving the ball away again. Very poor from Tottenham right now.
And this, do you know what?
That's a foul from Pat Madison.
Do you know what the problem is for me here? I've just pinpointed it. It's taking off Kulu.
Maybe, but also the problem is we're just not good enough at the moment of dealing with their press, which has come right back on us.
But Kulu, as an option, can hang on to the ball. Johnson can't. Richie can't. Do you know what I mean?
I feel with Johnson, it's more like he won't than he can't. He's so constantly making the run in behind that he never comes to it and just puts his foot on it and lays it back and then goes. Anyway, free kick to Brighton about 15 yards inside our half. 75 minutes gone. Watching
It's
Tottenham,
not looking good.
Watching Tottenham. They play it long.
Go on, Richie.
Richarlison turns his back. Biss.
Quick!
Well done. Man on. No.
Nice try.
Oh, we could have done with a bit of luck there.
Yeah.
But that is an example of it. Do you see what I mean? Son needs to put his foot on the ball. Real chance, Matoma. Real chance. Oh, he's hit it wide.
Lucky.
We've got away with one.
Lucky.
But that, to me, is the perfect example. Son has to just put his foot on the ball, keep it, and not automatically go for the transition. But look, once again, we're in danger of giving the ball away here. But Destiny's put him in.
You've got to pass that forward, man.
Why can't we just take a breather and keep our foot on the ball? I don't know. Ange wouldn't agree with me, I have to say. He wouldn't agree with me.
No, I totally get what you're saying. And I think the problem is we don't have enough players that can do that. Kulu is one of them.
Oh, good
Well
block
done.
from Romero.
Oh, come on. Watch where you're passing the ball. He's not looked. He's just played that blind. What's the need for that? You have no pressure on you.
Pat Matasar had a real chance to play a very easy pass and put us on a great transition, and he just hiked it out of play.
Very lucky there.
Is it Fatty? The script. I called the script, and he had such a great chance, Fatty, there. But what I'm saying is, if Spurs... Oh, we've lost the ball again.
Go. Oh!
They're in.
No!
Stand up. Stand up. There's someone at the back. Stop diving on the floor. There are 4 of them over.
Goal.
Great block from Van der Ven. So, listen, this is what I'm saying. They think, oh, we have to transition quickly every
Handball,
time.
they're saying.
Tottenham think we have to transition quickly every time to score. But what I'm saying is, of course Pat Matasar's going to kick the ball out with an easy pass because he hasn't played a pass for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So sometimes you're playing passes to get in the rhythm of the game. Look at this. This is madness. They had 4 men over.
Yeah.
By the way, Angie's going to make 2 substitutions here. Højbjerg and one other is coming on. And I'm not surprised because we've completely lost control of this game. And Brighton should have just scored 2 in the last 5 minutes. They've got a corner.
Yeah, definitely.
Great.
This is not what I wanted to see from this game today, man.
No, obviously. So Højbjerg and Skip. Yeah, because he wants control of the game. He feels we've lost legs.
Yeah, but Maddison is not the problem here.
Actually, he's pushed Skip back and he's bringing Ben Davis on.
Oh, my God. Oh, because Van der Ven has hurt himself, it looks like.
I thought it was just an impact, like got hit in the
That's
ball.
what I
Anyway, it's
thought
a
as well.
corner, in
Come on,
swing.
Tottenham.
Win the first ball. Well done, Romero. Squeeze him out, Sonny.
Go on, Sonny. Press.
Get off the pitch, get off the pitch. Yeah, offside.
Offside.
Okay, we've got a free kick in our own half now. He's going to make some subs. Let's put our foot on the ball and try and get some control of this game again and make them worry about what we're doing rather than literally we're calling them on.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm calling it right now. This obsession with bringing Skip on. We do not need to take Maddison off when we need a goal. We do not need to take Maddison off when we need a goal.
I think he just pushed Skip back to the bench, but let's see.
Oh, okay, cool.
And now we're going to have lost the ball again, are we?
Yeah.
No, we've won a throw-in actually up in their half. Sonny just went up for a challenge and seems to have a knock on his head, on his nose maybe.
Tell him to get off. The ref at any moment will tell him to get off.
So Ben Davis is coming on.
29. I forget who that. Sarr.
Is he going to go 3 at the back?
Put Udogie in midfield.
It's more likely he's going to go 3 at the back, isn't it? Højbjerg is on as well. Now, who's that for? 10 minutes to go plus added time. Udogie has come off for Davis. And Højbjerg then must have come on for Sarr, right? Yeah.
Right, okay.
So now what? Basuma in the 8? Oh.
Come on, Tottenham.
They're in. They're in here.
Go on, Højbjerg.
They're in.
It's too easy. Well done.
Oh, who's that Basuma?
Yep.
Well, oh no.
What?
No, it was. It was. We've given away another free kick in a dangerous area here because Basuma actually did well to stop a chance for them. And then Højbjerg got the ball and plays the ball. And once again, Brennan Johnson Doesn't quite come for it, or the pass isn't great. So he tries to turn him and gives away a free kick.
I wonder why he's taking Udogie off.
Watching Tottenham is honestly like pulling teeth sometimes. But Brighton are a good team. Anyway, they're going to swing this in.
Come on, Tottenham.
We're not great at defending these. Again, another similar position to the Everton one. Not quite as wide. Gross is going to swing it in, I'm sure. No, it's not. It's the outswinger from Estupiñán. It's good clearance. No, actually, there.
You could actually take a second. You could take 1 second.
I don't mind when they've got space around them taking a touch, but he didn't. Anyway, this is going to go back to their keeper. We put the press on. And actually, Basuma has gone up there. And Madders has just
still got all the time in the world, isn't he?
That's how easy it can be. Yeah. But we're not quite dealing with it with their press as well as they are dealing with ours. But
yeah.
Basuma is determined to put a press on higher up the pitch, which we haven't seen a lot this half anyway. Good pressure. Stand up, don't foul him. And they've had to go long. Can we win the seconds? Oh, brilliant. Well done, Mickey van der Ven.
That's it.
Oof, tell you what, I didn't see that player behind Ben Davies then, and I thought Van der Ven was going to pass it to him.
Out to Ben Davies.
Oh, a little dink ball from Højbjerg to Johnson, who's going to have the pace there.
Go on, get in the...
Unfortunately, Brennan Johnson has just taken a terrible touch off the pitch, and that is not going to help with a big corner of the Spurs fans who do not like what they're seeing from Brennan Johnson at the moment. Okay, they're bringing Evan Ferguson on next, Brighton.
I would never have brought Brennan on, I've got to be honest. I would have let Kulu finish the game.
Yeah, you did say that. You have been consistent in your thoughts on that. I just want one to open up for Johnson to score a goal. Welbeck is coming off. That might give us a little bit more free time in the middle, you know.
I don't feel like it. Ferguson is a pretty good presser. And he's fresh legs as well.
Jeffrey says this is dreadful. And that was a while ago. Yeah, loads of comments. We'll get into the comments in the post-match fan show, guys. Don't forget there will be an instant match reaction after the show with me and Josh, and then the post-match fan show. If you're a member of We Are Tottenham TV, do call in for that one. Also, make sure you press the like button on this. Let's get as many likes on this watch-along as we can.
Let's see if the toilet run works again.
Yeah, that'll be good. Brighton have a goal kick. And we're pressing them high up, but they're dealing with it quite well. And Johnson just seemed a bit off that press there. But that was good. We've won it. Keep going, Josh. Keep going. Johnson, cross it, Johnson. Handball! His arm was away from his body there. His arm was away from his body. His arm was away from his body. That's how it looked to me. It's being checked. It looked to me like his elbow went up away from his body. Johnson just slams it across. No, they're never going to give that. It's behind his body. It didn't hit the arm that looked a bit more dangerous. They're never going to ever give that as a penalty. And we have given away a foul on the edge of their box. That's a shame. Would have loved that. 1-1, 80 into the 84th minute. For some reason, it's still being looked at. No, it's gone. It's gone. It's been cleared. It was Lewis Dunk who blocked the cross from Johnson. Johnson was in a good position and I think could have tried to get it across the front of the post to Richarlison, across the front of the box, but didn't happen. And Brighton have played a long ball to Lamptey and he's offside. And he should get booked for that. Oh, Davis has done it early again. Oof, horrible passes. And they've got the press on us again. It's quite ugly at the moment when they're us trying to deal with their press. It hit Dunk's kind of elbow down by his body, so it wasn't a penalty, Josh. No. And now out to Romero, who needs an option and hasn't really been given one, and kicks it off the pitch.
Does the best he can.
But why are we not better at dealing with their press? They are so good at dealing with ours. Come on, Spurs. Well seen, Romero. Unlucky. Great ball. Give it. Oh,
Richie. So frustrating.
Don't think he went the right way, do you?
No, but also it's like, I'm not saying Johnson could have got there, but he didn't even try. Do you know what I mean? He just kind of like, oh, you've...
Come on, Spurs. 85 minutes.
I want Sonny through the middle for at least the last 10 minutes. Come on.
At the moment, it's more like Madders through the middle. I want Brighton to kick the ball to us and us to put it in the net.
Yeah.
That feels to me
I'd
like
take a dodgy
that feels
goal
to me
right
like
now.
our best chance of scoring a goal, to be honest.
Our press isn't intense enough anymore for that to happen.
Oh, that's beautiful
Sonny.
from Brighton, but that's all right. Okay, we've won the ball back now. Ben Davis towards the halfway line needs an option. Yeah, he's calling for options and no one's giving it him, so he has to go across to Romero. It's Basuma, I think, who has to give him an option there.
Yeah. Don't know what's going on
Maybe
there.
maybe Madders has been told to stop coming so deep because he's not offering that option. Oh, okay, well done. That time Madders did beat the centre midfield. He's got to give it out to Sonny and does. Drive, Sonny, drive. Ben Davis makes a great little run. And a bad cross from Ben Davis, but it was a good run.
I'm not sure if that was the right choice from Sonny there, to be honest.
I'm not sure either, but we've won the ball back from their clearance on the halfway line. Nice run from Basuma, gives Van der Ven the option, and it comes back out to Sonny.
Come on, Tottenham.
This time he goes inside to Madders. He tries to flick it.
Offside.
We just lose the ball so quickly. Never have control of the game.
We don't sustain attacks.
Yeah.
That is what I'm going crazy about Kulu for, because Kulu hangs onto the ball for a bit in their final third. It gives a chance for other players to get into position, to make runs, to do things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well done, Mickey Van der Ven. Okay, help him, Romero, because he's got a man on him. Okay, Vicario goes long this time. Easy for Brighton. Easy.
Come on, why is it so like...
Look, they've got so much space here.
Oh, my God.
You've got to help Brennan.
Come on, Tottenham, man.
Matoma.
Oh, my God.
Spurs just tackled each other there. And
that's poor from Johnson again.
Pass from Johnson. But can you get there, Rishi? No. Oh, that's a foul. That's a yellow card for Dunk. That's terrible.
Richie.
Rishi did so well there.
And that was what Richie offers.
87 minutes. Come on, Spurs. Big 10 minutes here for our season, I think. Big 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Not sure that we're going to get more than 5.
He'll find at least 6, I'm sure.
I can't think of... We've had a few subs, but apart from that...
and a goal. Don't know.
Subs and a goal. We haven't had any stoppages, though. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, good ball in from Pierre there. Needs an option, Pedro. Well done, Pedro. Oh, wow.
What are you doing,
Gotta get there, Mickey.
Pierre?
Well done, Mickey Van der Ven. And keep going, Mickey. Oh. Sonny into Madders. Picking up a good area there. Gives it to Basuma. And he has to go backwards. They just seem to know their positioning, Brighton. Good ball. Oh, I thought it was a good ball in from Højbjerg, but it wasn't.
Richie, press him.
He's let Son press him instead. Oh, was that the wrong decision for you? He does well there, Pierre.
He's always last ditch, Pierre, it feels like. Do you know what I mean?
Well done, Basuma. Takes it in a tight area. Oh, Pierre, you're going to have to go for the keeper, are you? Okay, looks for Porro, who loses it on the halfway line in a dangerous area. And Brighton are back, and they're in on the left with a Stupinian.
That was so beautiful football from them.
They're in.
It's brilliant.
Oh, it's beautiful football from Brighton. Pierre.
Oh, handball. Was that handball?
He's offside.
Thank God, because that looked like handball to me.
Lamptey goes down. Beautiful football from Brighton there. But there's space on the pitch when Brighton have got the ball. Yeah, he was off there.
Way off.
That was lucky. No, it wasn't a handball. But anyway, will we have lost the ball by the time the replay finishes? Okay, no, the game hasn't started yet. Lamptey has gone down, so that's where some of this extra time will come.
Hopefully.
Well, you say that. Who knows at this point?
Yeah, I don't find them as forgiving when it's right before half time. If there's a stoppage of like a few minutes, I don't know, around the 70th or something like that, then yeah, but when it's right before full time,
This was the goal. Have you seen the goal yet?
No. Nice. Well done from Pape.
But it was the ball from Decky into Sarr that was great.
And look at that snapshot.
And you would have to argue overall that since the subs, we've not been as good as we were in that first 20 minutes of the second half.
Yeah. Bringing Son on, bringing Basuma on, brilliant. Bringing Johnson on, why?
Madders is shouting. So Brighton are making 2 more subs. Madders is having a go at the ref, which he needs to be careful of because he's on a booking. Oh, he's added 6 on, but there are going to be 2 more subs now. Johnson,
They're really playing for the draw here, aren't they?
No, I don't think they are at all. I think every...
No, I mean wasting time. 2 subs in injury time when they've just had... They waited until the 90th minute.
Maybe,
do you know what I mean?
Maybe they just think there'll be legs. It'll be vital. I have to say, and I hope this is where I'm writing the script for us, Johnson has been absolutely absent since he's come on. So can we make him a chance? Can we make him a chance to be a hero?
He had a chance.
It was a half chance, I'd say.
Fair.
It's a half chance unless it's Harry Kane, in which case you're like, oh, it's going in the top and bottom left. So they're taking off Lamptey and Billy Gilmore, who pretty much every time I watch Billy Gilmore, he has a good game.
Yeah, he's quite press resistant, isn't he?
I don't know.
2 players I've never heard of.
Oh, don't say that.
No, but it's true.
2 players who I've absolutely heard of, and we have to be really careful about.
I'm not saying that they're bad. What my kind of insinuation there is that Brighton will get players that I've never heard of, and they'll be absolutely fantastic.
Johnson needs to be careful with the ball here. Gives it back to Romero, who's in a dangerous position, and we've lost it.
You've got to pass.
We've lost it.
Yeah.
Van Heck, and they're free. Oh, and a great block.
Well
Here's
done,
on a bad touch from Johnson. Got out the foul
again.
And a booking. It's got to be a booking there, but we were lucky. And again, we're trying to give the ball away quickly. Højbjerg's trying to give it away. Watch this. Watch this. Are you sure we're in the right shape for that, Højbjerg?
No,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're not. Stupid, man.
I get that we're doing it quickly, but you've got to be in the right shape for it as well.
Yeah, look, no one's around Johnson now.
Højbjerg's made a good run. And is he off?
He's off. He's way off. He's way off.
It's a good cross from Højbjerg.
He's off.
You've got to get there, Sonny. Well done. Okay, we've got the ball on the left here. Ben Davis. Need to try and find it into Madders soon, I think. And there it is, Sonny to Madders.
It wasn't.
Comes back to Van der Ven, and Romero's free. 93rd minute we're in. That's good. Romero out to Biss, out to Van der Ven, and out to Madders. And where is Sonny? Nowhere near him. He's gone inside, and Ben Davis has made him the run. Just Brighton know how to... They're just better at it than us. Look, they're just kind of moving us around almost comfortably. And Porro nearly gives it away, and Højbjerg does give it away.
You can't trust Højbjerg there.
Good press, though. Don't foul him. Go on the keep. Oh, Rishi slipped.
If he didn't slip, he would have been in there.
Possibly. Højbjerg, don't get bumped there. Oh, do you know what? He does all right there, Højbjerg.
It's always last ditch with Højbjerg, though. It's never like...
Honestly, Van der Ven saved his life there.
Yeah. It's never composed. Do you know what I mean?
Vic, where are you going?
We look leggy.
That's our ball. It should be our ball. Yeah. And is there a throw to be given? Johnson?
Johnson, hide behind the Brighton player. Brilliant.
Hang on. Well done, Rishi. All right, Rishi's got it. I wouldn't have let that bounce, to be honest. But he has. And there's a ball on.
Come on.
Højbjerg. He's finding space.
Composed.
He gives it out to Ben Davis. Unfortunately,
Why'd you
not a
have to
great
whip
touch.
it into him like that?
Sonny gets the ball now. And he gets a little hit, but he keeps it. Madders. Oh, what a ball for Maddison. Chance!
You've got to keep that on the ground there, Højbjerg, man. Don't roll around on the floor now you've missed a chance.
Højbjerg had a shot from about 21 yards there. So
And
I've got a
that's
question
it,
for you
looks
there.
like.
It was a chance for a shot from Højbjerg, or he could have put Johnson in. What is the lesser of two evils?
Højbjerg's more dangerous than Johnson in front of goal, I think.
But could he have set Johnson in to cross it into Rishi? That's
Yeah.
94 minutes.
Another draw, it looks like.
I'm not that confident at the moment, to be honest. Oh, God, that went through our legs. Well done, Pedro. Find someone.
Why is no one making the run?
Really intriguing ball there. Blimey. Could have done with a bit of luck there.
So poor.
How easy that is. And they're in. If he makes that... Yeah, he's made a good run from there, but didn't find him.
Brilliant.
They're in.
Brilliant
They're in.
from them. God.
Come on, just nick something. Brighton just playing it around easily when, you know, we're 10 yards off them every time they get the ball. And Matoma can now run at Pedro Porro. And Porro's done well.
Well done.
And Johnson turns away and he's got
Pass
nothing.
the ball, Johnson.
He's not got an option, mate.
He could pass it back to Vicario there.
And he just gives it away. And they're back. And I tell you, if they score here, Johnson is going to get an absolute shoeing. And Matoma's in down the left. And they're in at the back stick. Real chance. Oh, hit it wide.
Lucky.
It's a corner. And it's not a corner, is it?
It's a goal kick.
Offside. Flads away. Offside. Is there a chance for us to make one chance here? It's the 96th minute. But we're the home team. We should be putting the pressure on them.
Yeah, we're not at the races, man.
We're not as good as Brighton. It's as simple as that. We are not as good as Brighton. Not at this moment.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not...
Nice football there. Nice football.
Lucky football.
Sonny, chance for Rishi to put Sonny in, put him in. Put him in. No, Brennan's not there. He is there.
Yes!
I said he had a chance to make it.
Yes!
Let's wait.
Is he offside? No, he's offside.
Let's wait. You
Is he
can't
offside?
celebrate. You can't
Is he offside?
celebrate.
Is that what it is?
It's either a goal and a win or a draw. Son, I thought, was definitely offside. Johnson's one job is to stay behind the ball, and so far
So
this
if
season...
Son's definitely offside, then...
Onside.
Oh, onside.
I think he's onside from what I saw with the eye. Johnson's one job is to stay behind the ball. In these scenarios so far this season, he has kept behind the ball.
No, none of them look like they think it's onside. Look at them.
What, you think they all think it's offside?
Yeah.
The Spurs players?
Yeah, look at Postecoglou, look at everyone. They all think it's offside.
Here's the replay. Okay, onside from that ball.
Onside.
Now, do you time the ball right, Rishi?
No, he's
Yes,
offside.
he's onside by miles. And now are you behind the ball? Yes! Yes, I think this is going to count.
One sec. That
Sonny's
first
miles
Sonny...
offside.
No.
He's miles
Okay,
on. He's
okay.
miles on. And
What,
it's a great
from the bottom
finish.
player, you think?
Yeah. And a great finish from Brennan Johnson under pressure. And a good pass from Richarlison as well. Tottenham Hotspur. Huge.
I still don't believe it.
This is why
Are they
VAR
checking it?
is the worst thing in the world.
No, it's done. That's it.
It's done. Come on!
Fist, don't leave me hanging any longer. Under pressure at the back stick, Brennan Johnson with a lot of the fan base absolutely kicking him.
I was calling for this Johnson sub.
Yeah, you've definitely said you were.
I
glad he
told
was
you
on.
to hook Kulu.
Right, last minute of the game.
Come on.
Brighton have flown all
Don't do
their
a
men
Tottenham.
forward.
Do not do a Tottenham.
97 and a half minutes.
Do
The
not
ref
do
is
a
still
Tottenham.
going.
Do
Okay.
not do a Tottenham. Take him out. Fuck it. Take him out.
Brilliant tackle from Mickey van der Ven, and it's a corner.
Oh,
and now the
whatever.
keeper's going to come up. Be strong here, boys. Be
No,
strong.
but where is this time coming from?
Well, 1.5 minutes for the goal.
No, but you can't give 1.5 minutes when we were only 30 seconds away from full.
They do. Keeper is up. Got to be strong here, Spurs. Against Burnley in the cup, we
Come
let
on,
them
don't
have
do
a
this,
chance.
Tottenham. Don't do this, Tottenham. Come on, Tottenham.
Again, there's not.
Shield
there's
Vicario.
Not there's not. Oh yeah, there is.
Shield
Johnson.
Vicario. Shield
Be strong
Vicario.
here. I'll tell you what, they've cleared it away. That's it. That's
Yes!
Huge 3 points for Tottenham Hotspur. Did we deserve it? Maybe not, but we will talk about it more in the instant match reaction on We Are Tottenham TV in a few seconds' time. Stay tuned. Hello, fans of Tottenham Hotspur. It's We Are Tottenham TV. Tottenham have just somehow won 2-1 at home to a very impressive Brighton and Hove Albion side, who I would say deserved at very least a draw.
Yeah.
But I don't care, because in the last minute, possibly for only the second time in the match, we put together a move that worked. We got the ball out to Richarlison, timed a ball into Heung-min Son on the left perfectly, and he, because he is elite, at the exact correct time, with the exact correct weight, laid it across the box. And Brennan Johnson, one of the things he has been great at this season is making those last second runs at the back stick, puts it in, we all go wild. 2-1. I'm here with Josh King. Josh, what a game. How are you feeling about it?
God, I'm so confused right now because I was ready to tear into the team, tear into the subs,
You can still tear into them.
No, what I'll say is it just proves having Sonny on the pitch is just so pivotal. Having that world-class player, he's probably our only world-class player, I would say, to just make that difference, whether it's a pass, whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? I'm so happy that we ground that out, because the main reason I'm so happy that I was willing to take a win by any means, whether we played well or not, is because I do think we will get better.
Yeah.
As the season goes on, as our players get match fit, as everything gets better, we get used to playing together again, we will get better. So I'm happy we got the 3 points on the board. Overall, first half, not too happy with the way we played it all. I think Brighton were the better team. Without threatening too much, I would say.
Vicario had to make a couple of really important saves in that first half, but neither team cut each other open, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, exactly. And in that first half, we forced 1 or 2 saves out of their keeper as well. So, but in the middle of the park, passing the ball, beating the press, they were far superior to us the whole game.
Yeah, and do you know what? I'm not embarrassed or ashamed to say it. I think Brighton are an unbelievable football team when they've got a week to prepare for games. De Zerbi is a class coach, and there will be teams above us this season who will lose and draw against Brighton. So look, like you said, whichever way you can take your victory, you take your victory. And what I would say is, once he made the substitutions, there was a period of 10 minutes. So he brought on Son, he brought on Bissouma, and he brought on Brennan Johnson. There was a period of 10 minutes or so where, for the first time since those first 10 games, or maybe since before Bissouma got sent off against Luton, it's the first time we were playing some lovely stuff in midfield, controlling the game, and then they just dropped off.
Yeah.
And Brighton came on with the press again, and that is disappointing. But just sometimes you've got to take your wins how you take them. Get the desire up. For sure, the celebration police are going to be out in force tonight. I saw some, just from the TV behind the producer, I saw that it was an absolute party at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium right then. But you take your wins, and in the Premier League against a team as good as Brighton, you take them. And I really hope going forward into March and April, when the European games start happening, that we get to play some of those European teams on the Thursday, Sunday, because it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
And we were lucky today. Honestly, we were frankly lucky. And I want to say, I thought Brighton were very impressive. If any Brighton fans stumble across this feed, very impressive. I'm pretty sure De Zerbi will be heavily talked about in the boardrooms of Liverpool, Real Madrid, other places, Barcelona maybe as well. But I want to talk about Christian Romero, because I said at half-time, I thought Romero was being a little safe on the ball. And one of the best things, one of the world-class things about Christian Romero is when he's got time and space on the ball, picking out dangerous passes in between the lines. And in the second half, he was far superior at that, and I think that changed the momentum of the game for us.
Agreed. Yeah, and do you know what? Just on Christian Romero, even when he doesn't have time on the ball, he's pretty good at it. He's one of our best players in our first 11 for beating the press. He's criminally underrated by rivals, I believe. Yep. Every time I'm in a group chat with multiple different supporters, people are talking about, he's just, he's a foul merchant, he's this, he's that, he's whatever. I honestly think next to... It kind of goes with how the captaincy is. Like, I do believe Romero, Maddison and Son are our best players. Anyway, now what I want to see after this result, because sometimes you have to take the results even if the performance isn't there.
Yep.
Now I want to see us take the confidence from this result and start playing the kind of football we were playing in the first 10 games.
Let me ask you a question. Is it that the players aren't up to match fitness and that's why the football isn't as good? Or is it that other teams have found us out and found ways to stop us from outnumbering them in midfield like we were in those early games with the inverted fullbacks?
I think it's the former because, it's hard to tell because if it was the latter, like teams were finding us out, it's hard to tell because we haven't had those players on the pitch to tell. So even if they have felt like they've found us out, you wait until we've got our strongest first 11 on the pitch and see if you can still do it then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think one of the huge differences was and will be that when Son is on the ball, I think defences and opposition midfields are naturally going to worry more, and therefore other players that have more space as a result.
Exactly.
Son's it's almost like I'd forgotten how good Son's touch and intelligence is, because the difference between Werner and Son when he came on was chalk and cheese, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In terms of Werner, and I'm not saying Werner played particularly badly or is a bad player, but his confidence isn't there to take it out of his feet with his first touch and scan around and see who's there and pop it off at a really decent rate. And that really impressed me today. So long may that continue. Should mention, Pat Matasar scored the first goal for us.
Yeah.
I thought he wasn't really involved in the game too much in the first half, but in that first 20 minutes of the second half, both him and Kulusevski were vital to us getting that equaliser.
Yeah, and to be honest, I disagree. I do think, I'm not going to say he was the best player on the pitch, but there was a 5-minute period where I thought that in the first half, I'm talking about here,
Right,
where I thought that Sarr, I was like, oh, do you remember I said to you, I think Sarr's been our best player.
Okay.
Because, no one else was finding little sharp passes around the corner and doing things. He was the most involved in beating the press anyway.
I think I just felt that he was being bypassed by other players more. But, sometimes you see the first 5-10 minutes of a game and you've got in your head
Yeah,
something
exactly.
and then you don't really see it. So,
And I agree with that, by the way. But then in possession, he was the least likely to lose it out of the midfielders.
oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, especially I was going to bring us on to this next, actually.
Yeah.
Bentancur, I thought, had a bit of a harrowing first half.
Yeah.
Should say in the second half, a little bit of bravery from him was responsible for getting the ball to Kulusevski, who set up Sarr for his goal. So we have to give him that. But Bentancur is, I think, struggling to kind of get back up to speed after his injuries at the moment. And it would be interesting to see if he starts. It wouldn't surprise me at all if against Wolves at home in the next game, which will be another difficult game, because I really think Gary O'Neill tactically is very sharp.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't surprise me if he goes back to that original 10-game mix of Sarr, Maddison, and
Sarr, Maddison and Basuma.
Of course. Who Basuma came on and did Basuma things. I thought he was good.
Yeah, I thought he was good.
Tell me more about Bentancur then.
Funny thing is, I actually think Bentancur might be the right play for the next game, just because I don't think they're going to be pressing us the same way that Brighton
They'll
did.
drop off a bit more.
Yeah, and what I wanted to say about today's game as well is we are not going to find many teams in the league that actually beat the press better than Brighton.
No.
There's, you got City, Liverpool, Arsenal, whatever, that all are more dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. City can beat the press better. I think Brighton are right up there, probably in the top 3 teams in the league for beating the press. So when it comes to actually dominating that midfield, I'm not going to put too much on us today, and I'm just going to be happy with the result, and I'm going to trust in Ange to get it right next time. But Son has to start next game.
Of course. I think there's another thing as well, is that there aren't any other teams really who Tottenham are expected to beat at home.
Yeah.
Who will come out and control the game the way Brighton did.
Exactly.
And the way that they press us.
Exactly.
And that's where Brighton are performing way above their station, really.
Yeah.
And for the last couple of years have performed way above almost like their size as a club or their expectancy.
Yeah.
And therefore they can come to these places, play their natural game, and still be the underdogs.
Yeah.
Which is a lovely feeling to be able to play your football. Whereas if Liverpool come to Spurs or City come to Spurs or even Arsenal come to Spurs, we're the underdogs, really.
Yeah.
And so therefore less of that pressure is on us.
Yeah. And it's reflected in the games, like when we've played Liverpool at home. I feel like we played well. Do you know what I mean? Because we had that underdog mentality, but we're not afforded that against Brighton. It's kind of like the crowd is on top of us when Brighton are out passing us.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Exactly. And that's almost from who Brighton are as a club rather than the reality of how good they've been in the last 18 months, 2 years.
Yeah.
So just coming to the end of this, I'm going to ask you, to give your man of the match today. Tottenham Hotspur man of the match, Josh.
God, what a tough one. For the second half performance, a lot of people will probably disagree with this, but I'm going to have to give it to Romero, I think.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like he was instrumental in the way we beat the press, the quick, clever passes, and I feel like it started from it's so interesting how it starts from the back when we improve. We're worrying about scoring goals, but Romero is instrumental to that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How we play out from the back is instrumental to how we score goals. But
Yeah, and just because you've mentioned the centre half, I agree. I think Romero played brilliantly, but also I think Van der Ven is just so absolutely vital to the way we play, because the amount of times where he sweeps up behind our back line and enables us to get it back to Vicario and start again. And in games where, like you said, hopefully starting with the Wolves game, in games where we're not being pressed as high, that will enable us to control the game a lot more. And that's what I'm expecting more of in the next 2 games. Wolves at home, Crystal Palace at home. I started this feed a few hours ago by saying I felt Brighton was the absolute key game towards the rest of our season. I felt if we can win against Brighton, then we can win against Wolves and we can beat Palace, even though I think Wolves will be very difficult and Palace will probably have a new manager. But I think we can get those 9 points. I think every chance.
But yeah.
I think we can get those 9 points, and then we've got Villa away. And in that Villa away game, we will be the underdogs. And it wouldn't surprise me if we are able to go there and really show them a difference between us. Anyway, I don't want to run before we can walk. We've got a massive 3 points today. We were lucky to get it.
Yeah.
But were Everton in some way lucky to get a last-minute equaliser against us? Yes, they were.
Yeah.
And were we to some degree lucky to beat Brentford 2-1? They played pretty well. Yes, we were. And frankly, out of those 3 games, we've taken 7 points.
Yeah.
If we'd have drawn those 2 games, the last 2, we'd be on 5 points.
Yeah.
So it's been successful 3 games. Let's go into the next 2 games positively. And more importantly, stay online, because We Are Tottenham TV, myself and Josh are going to do the post-match live call-in show in about 10 minutes' time. So come back to this link and find us there and call in, and we'll speak to you. In fact, Josh will mainly speak to you because my voice is about to go. But most importantly, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Hi guys, welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV, and this is the live phone-in show after the Tottenham Hotspur 2, Brighton 1 absolute humdinger at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We've been doing the watch along here. Josh has taken leave of absence just because it was so stressful. Spurs winning with a 96th minute goal from Brennan Johnson, who was brought on for Deki Kulusevski about 25-30 minutes before. And just for a little while there, after a terribly poor first half, Spurs got back into the game early in the second half, and then just for about 10-15 minutes, that Tottenham Hotspur midfield of the first 10 games controlled the game for the first time. It was Bissouma and it was Maddison with Porro and Udogie, and they were all playing the ball around together beautifully. Pat Matasar as well before he was taken off. And then we just sat back and let Brighton back into it. Brighton were incredibly impressive today and unlucky not to get at least a point, possibly even 3 points. But in the end, the class told, and that was Heung-min Son. James Maddison got the ball in the kind of middle of his own half, plays through Richarlison, who gets a bit of space running at their defence, and Sonny makes a beautiful run outside Richarlison. Richarlison plays the perfect weighted ball to him, and Sonny looks up and sees Brennan Johnson making a late backstick run. He roofs the ball into the net, and the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium went absolutely wild. I'm sure most of you have seen the game. It was a difficult watch at times. Spurs have been a difficult watch over the last 5 or 6 weeks, but getting across the line is the important thing. Getting those 3 points, and we found a way to do it. Don't forget, guys, if you're not already a member of We Are Tottenham TV, sign up to be a member. Press a like on this stream. We want to get those likes up to 1,000. We're currently at about 820. And also, if you want to see more of me, my page is in the title, at @BarnabySlater_ on YouTube, where I do my daily Spurred On podcast. If you like listening to podcasts on, say, Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you can also find me there. Just type in the Spurred On podcast into your search engine. But it is, as I said, the post-match viewer call-in show. We're going to have a few of you on the line in a few minutes to discuss that game. I want to talk first just about a few of the players who impressed me, starting with Mickey van der Ven and Christian Romero. Tight at the back, putting their bodies on the line. In the second half especially, clearly Christian Romero asked to be a little braver with his passing, and he found midfielders in between the lines and found some of those passes into the front three, and that enabled us to break Brighton's press that we frankly really struggled to do in that first half. And the first half, I have to say, was, at best a 5 out of 10. It really wasn't very impressive whatsoever. But anyway, let's get some people on the line. Let's talk. First of all, who have we got? Oh, we've got nobody. I've gone too soon. So I've talked a little bit about the centre halves, Mickey van der Ven as well as Christian Romero. Very impressive. I think without Mickey van der Ven at the moment, we'd probably be about 7 or 8 points worse off than we are. And they both impressed me. And I just want to give a little kind of shout out to Yves Bissouma, who I felt in his little cameo, 20 minutes, kind of showed that level of confidence on the ball and taking the ball in tight areas that we weren't really able to do in the first half when Rodrigo Bentancur was on the pitch. Bentancur unfortunately got caught on the ball at least a couple of occasions in that first half, and certainly the first time it happened led to the penalty that Van der Ven gave away that led to them scoring their first goal. But when Bissouma came on, I really felt like he was at his confident best, and hopefully that can continue. I can see Arian from where I am. Arian, can you hear me, mate? Yeah, I can just about hear. I'm going to turn the TV up, mate. How are you? You're in your racing chair. Good to see. Let me know your thoughts on that game.
Pretty good. I think, honestly, it's kind of been exaggerated how bad we were. I think we were, in my opinion, we were terrible for about 10 minutes in both halves. Until we conceded in the first half. I think until we conceded, we were woeful and we deserved to go down. And in the second half, I think when we scored, for about 10-15 minutes, we were woeful. Besides that, I think we actually played quite well. I think in the first half after we conceded, and sorry my voice is screwed up, I was screamed a lot after that.
No, so's mine, mate. I've got nothing.
So, yeah, I'm struggling a little bit. But, I think after we went down for that first half, we looked more than worth a goal in that first half. Lewis Dunk made some incredible, blocks and all that. I think there was definitely a couple chances we had in that first half, and Brighton gave it away to us several times to create an opportunity. Richarlison, honestly, it wasn't the best first half of his life. He could have, on a different day, he could have scored a couple in that first half alone. So I don't think we were as bad as people are making out. I think the result in that first half being 1-0 down was, you know, clouding a lot of people's judgment on how good or bad the performance actually was. And then the second half, I can kind of say the same thing. I think we were absolutely brilliant until we scored. Absolutely brilliant. I think it was some of the best football we've played all season since before the Chelsea game. Um, and then when we scored, for some reason, and I was screaming at my TV, the thing that really annoyed me was nobody was running. It was for about 15, 20 minutes, not a single player sprinted once, and it was the strangest thing I've ever seen from a Manchester team because it was lazy, and I don't know what really kind of spurred them on to change. But after around the 80th minute, I think we picked up the intensity a little bit, and obviously we ended up creating that goal, which was a very good goal. Madison with a brilliant pass finds Son, or finds Richarlison. Richarlison finds Son, and Brennan is the open net. But honestly, I think the strangest thing that I wanted to focus on was that weird spell right after we scored where we just didn't sprint. Nobody was running at all. It was so bizarre. I don't know if it was almost like, and I don't think they were because I don't think Andrew would ever do this, but it seemed like they were instructed to do that because of how few people were actually running, and it was ridiculous. I don't really know what went wrong there.
No, it certainly seemed like a bit of a throwback to kind of Conte and Jose ball where we got a goal and then suddenly we sit back on our 18-yard box. I think maybe there's a bit more to it in that, and I said this in the Everton after the Everton game last week, where we kind of almost got that goal that we wanted so badly. So just our effort levels drop off kind of 3 or 4%, and at the same time, Brighton's mentality changes, and they really moved back into that. They really moved back into that mode that they were in at the start of the game. I'm intrigued by what you're saying about feeling like we played well other than kind of 10, 15 minutes either half. Did you not feel, though, that throughout the game that Brighton were beating our press significantly more easily than we ever were with theirs?
Not particularly. I think Brighton are they're some of the best ball playing just team in the world, let alone the league, right? They're an outstanding. That's what they do the best, right? So it doesn't come as a surprise to me that it's difficult to press them. They're a very press resistant side, but I think as soon as they really got next to our box, I wasn't really that threatened, barring that one miss towards the end of the match where I think it was Ansu Fati just glaring miss.
Yeah, what a chance.
But besides that, I really did not feel like that threatened when they approached our box because they're a side that builds up very well, but I don't think they had much talent going into in the final third. I don't think Matoma was on it. I don't think Welbeck is much to rave about to begin with, and he wasn't very good either. And I can't even tell you he was playing on the other side. That's really how uninspiring I think they were. I think their biggest threat was Tarek Lamptey. So there was really nothing about that Brighton attack that made me kind of nervous, and that kind of gets reflected in their open play expected goals, which was about like 0.3, I think, and that's just that one miss, or 0.4, or something like that. Whereas we had about quadruple or quintuple that, right? So we had, I think, a significantly better game going forward because we were putting them under pressure. They were suffocating a lot. There was a moment where they wanted to bring on Evan Ferguson a bit earlier, but they scrapped substitution, and then they had Joel Veltman warming up, and then they ended up bringing on both. But you could tell they were suffocating. So I don't think that. Again, that's what I'm saying. I think because of kind of how bad we were when we were bad, and the fact that we were behind, not winning for 96 minutes of that game, it kind of clouded a lot of other people's judgment of how we played. Because I don't think we actually, I think it was actually a pretty decent uptick in performance. Because when we were good, it looked like we were back to our best, in my opinion.
Yeah, but also you did say that at times you were screaming at your TV.
Oh yeah, as I'm saying, I think when we were bad, it was some of the worst I've seen. It was kind of a game of, it was very bipolar Tottenham today because. When we were good, I think again, like I said, we're back to our best. But I've never seen the intensity drop that low this season. It was shocking in that second half. I was screaming. That's why my voice is like this.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Big Ange will kind of show them a replay of that and ask them, what led you to kind of stop pressing in that 15 minutes.
I'm sure.
Which players kind of really impressed you today, Arian?
That second half, I think probably the most hard done player was Kulusevski. For 15 minutes, he looked like a man reborn. Absolutely, and he created that first goal that Star ended up scoring. He was absolutely phenomenal, phenomenal. Kulusevski. I think Romero had a brilliant game today. Romero was outstanding. Um, and besides that, I actually don't think there was too many standouts. Not because anybody was bad, but because nobody was like. I think Romero was probably my man of the match today. I'd say it that way. I don't think anybody else like stood out to me the way Romero did. I think his passing was on point. I think he was brilliant defensively. You know, he couldn't do anything about that penalty, and he wasn't the one who conceded it. I think Star, you can definitely give a shout as well. Obviously, he ended up scoring the goal. Glue to our midfield, as you know, a lot of people have been saying in the right. And one player I kind of want to shout out. I think he was one who had like a bit of a bipolar game, like I said, but a lot of people kind of have been piling on him, which I thought was weird. But I think James Maddison was excellent for the most part. He was excellent. Both goals came through him. He created. Sorry, no, so the second goal came through him primarily, and he's created some absolutely brilliant chances. And there was a few moments in there where I was kind of thinking, why are you doing that? Whether it was some disciplinary stuff because he was like clapping the referee, or just some silly stuff like just some stuff. Obviously, we all judge players on TV. I think there was a couple moments, but I think by and large, James Maddison today looked again like he was getting back to his best, and I think that's kind of the reason we looked like we were getting back to our best. I think a lot of the performance kind of relied on him. When we were poor, it's because Maddison was poor, but also when we were excellent, it's because Maddison was excellent, and I think he was excellent for most of the game, and that's why we won.
And is it? I'm intrigued to ask you your thoughts on Bentancur's performance then in that first half and the kind of first 10-15 minutes of the second half.
First 10-15 minutes of the second half, he looked like the player that played against Aston Villa, and then the first 45, he looked like the player that's been playing the past few games, where he looked average. But in that, again, kind of like Kulusevski, in that second half, he was reborn. I think he was outstanding again. Was constantly winning 50-50s. Just looked kind of like the player where you're going to 50-50, you go into a duel, you're thinking he's gonna win this and he's gonna bring us forward, and that's what we needed in that half, and that's why we got that goal. And then that triple change, kind of maybe the triple change is also part of the reason we had to kind of adapt. I think that might have been part of they had to pick up the speed of the game, and that's kind of one where I didn't actually look at it until I mentioned that out loud. But I think Bentancur and Kulusevski were kind of. I think Bentancur makes sense because he's still clearly hurt, but Kulusevski I think was really hard done with that change. But I think Bentancur in that second half was outstanding.
Okay, Josh, any questions you have to ask Ariane?
No, kind of echo those thoughts. It's exactly what I was saying on stream, isn't it? So just basically, I wouldn't have taken Kulu off. I totally agree with you, and everything else I agree with. Bentancur looked much better in the second
Ariane,
half.
going forward into the Wolves game next week, what kind of lineup do you expect Ange to go for with that, assuming everybody's fit?
Oh, I would not want to be Ange picking that team right now. That is a very tough team to be picking. I think I'd probably give Bentancur a rest just because I want him to get back to full fitness. I think he has to get back to it. You can tell that he's not fully there. So I'd bring in Basuma, Sarr, and Maddison. That's my midfield three. And then I think as pretty decent as Werner has been, I think he has to hold the bench here. And I think you got to go with Kulusevski, Richarlison, and Son. Keep it simple. We know what works, and our best football has been played with Son and Kulusevski, and maybe even bring in Son, Kulusevski, and even Johnson on the left if we want to try it out that way. But I think Wolves a bit more physical side. We're going to need Richarlison's physicality. So I think Kulusevski and Richarlison can bring that kind of physical element that like a Brennan Johnson and Werner kind of don't have. So I'd keep it simple that way.
It's funny how whenever someone likes a player, they're rested, and whenever someone doesn't like a player, they're dropped. Because I would have said, it's not that I don't like Bentancur or anything, but I would actually be dropping him for the next game because 15 minutes is not good enough. Over the course of the whole game, he was poor. So yeah, I'd be Basuma's taking his space rather than me resting him. He's getting dropped for me. Do you know what I mean?
Well, the reason I'm saying drop is because I think his performance levels, which are low, are because he seems unfit. That's the reason. If he was just playing like shit, I'd say he's just shit, right? But I don't think because he came back way earlier than any of us were quoted on that injury, and you can tell, right? You can tell. We expected 2 months out. The guy was back within 3 weeks, and he clearly seems off the pace. And we need to. And ankle injuries are tough ones to heal. So I think we have to give him time. That's why I'm
I
saying
think
rested.
yeah, and I think an important thing to remember with Rodrigo is that he never had the pre-season that the others had in terms of
Yeah,
learning each other's positioning, the
Yeah, that's true.
chemistry.
absolutely.
So, that maybe when I talk about I was impressed with Basuma's little cameo, might be just because Basuma and Madison have played together more, so they were able to kind of find each other a bit more. Little things like that do make a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Ariane, mate, thank you so much for calling in as usual, and we will speak to you after next
course.
week's Wolves game.
Take care, bro.
Yep. And as always, come on, you Spurs!
Top man. Top man. Just going to read a few comments, Josh, as I see them. Kevin Hillman says, Kulu was brilliant today and Brennan was terrible, but he scores the winning goal. Smiley emoji. The Ugly Truth says, Matters just came back. We expect these players to perform like robots. Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. You can't expect people just to be at the top form as soon as they come back from injury. I thought Matters had a good game as well. Anybody who thinks differently, I don't agree with, because Matters is the one player who's always showing for the ball. The reason the other players don't do it is because it's not easy to do that.
Yeah.
It's not easy to consistently come for the ball and show for it. The example I'll use is that one way came and got the ball on his own 18-yard line, and their centre back came all the way with him, Van Hecker, and scissor tackled him because he was so keen to get the ball off him.
The other thing on that is pure personality. How many times have you seen Madison lose the ball? Lots of times. But you don't really get on his back as much because he's got the personality to keep doing it over and over again. Whereas I'm not going to single out any players, but other players don't have that personality.
Yeah, because it's basic psychology, basically, isn't it? It's like, well, you can't get shouted out by the fans if you don't lose the ball, right? So that's why I'll play a easy 5-yard ball there or an easy 5-yard ball there. But if you're consistently running 40 yards to get the ball and try and play brave passes in between the lines, you are going to give away the ball, and therefore you're at risk of the fans getting on your back.
Yeah.
But the reality is, because we're Tottenham fans especially, and we want players to be brave and to dare, is actually if we see you being brave and trying to be positive and front foot all the time, then we won't get on your back.
Yeah.
It's kind of almost counterintuitive in a way. But anyway, Aaron, I see you there in your Spurs shirt. Can you hear me, Aaron? How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Yes, very well, mate.
Good.
Where are you, Aaron?
I'm at college in my dorm room right now.
And where is that college?
In Lancaster, Pennsylvania, near the Harrisburg area.
Nice.
Yeah, Pennsylvania, USA.
Fantastic. Guys, that shows that you can call in from absolutely anywhere in the world. Aaron is in a place I've never heard of, in a state I've never been to, and he gets to call us up and talk to us about Tottenham Hotspur. Aaron, what did you make of that game, and how are you feeling after that last-minute ecstasy winner?
I feel like I played the game because I am exhausted.
Nice.
I'm always one of those, like, I scream, I yell, I'm cussing at the TV screen. And luckily my roommate went away for the weekend, so I wasn't annoying him. But I didn't think we were going to get a late winner. It didn't look like we were going to. It just seemed like Brian was just having possession all the time, and that we were lucky if we were going to get a tie. But I was ecstatic after we scored that. I personally do not like Richarlison. I think the only thing he can do is shoot. Every time, especially in the first half, every time he received the ball, decision making was wrong. His passes were weak, slow-minded, didn't know what he wanted to do with it, and cost us a lot of goals. I would think, because if Son had that ball, those balls are being played faster. The decisions are going to be made there, and it was a 2-inch pass away is going to actually get there. There were lots of chances in the first half where it could have led to easy goal-scoring opportunities. I think Werner had a pretty weak game as well, overall. Johnson, I like Johnson when he came on. He's fast, he's aggressive, and his spatial awareness is great. We've seen it twice now in the last few weeks where he's just there where we need him to be, where maybe some other wingers don't really know where they need to be. But yeah, it's one of those games where I don't think we played great, but I don't care because we won. It was one of those games where I don't care how we win as long as we needed this 3 points. We couldn't play the game like we did the last time we played them. And I think the players weren't playing the Ange way a lot of the game. We didn't come out in the first half aggressive like we usually do. And that's something they definitely need to work on against for Wolves next time. That is going to be, they need to definitely attack, press high, because Wolves will just, if we play a low block, like it seemed like we were doing most of the game, Wolves are just gonna eat us all up.
It's interesting you said about Richarlison and Son and how much better Son would be in the 9 position. The problem we have now that Son's back, is if we do play Son in that 9 position, who are we going to play in the left? It's like, do we stay with Werner or do we let Richarlison go back out there? Because using that winner as an example, right. I feel pretty sure that I don't feel overly confident that in that pressure moment in the 96th minute that Werner would have found that cross.
Well, he scored.
He did do it a few weeks ago.
Not
I know
scored,
he did.
sorry.
He did do it a few weeks ago, but this is like literally a pressure moment, 96th minute.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's a real elite mentality, top class player thing to be able to put that on a plate for Johnson. Mm-hmm. And so for now, I think I'm happier keeping Richarlison because I think Son will make chances for Richarlison. But it is an interesting argument, and also, you know, it brings up that question again of whether in the summer we will be looking to buy a striker or not.
I honestly would go Kulu on the left and Johnson on the right. I know it's very unlikely, or if you must, put Johnson back on the left and put Kulu on the right. I think that we should go back to what was our best attack during the
Johnson's
first 10
been
games.
poor whenever he's played on the left, to be honest. I don't think he has the belief out there, really.
Fair enough, but, you know, he had some good moments against Arsenal. He had some good early season moments.
When Richarlison played on the left, he made... Do you remember the assist for Son against Liverpool?
Outside
of his boot.
Agreed.
You know, he did okay out there. And his pressing in the 9, though, is incredible, and I like that side of him for sure.
And they can interchange, I suppose, Son and...
Aaron, do you think we'll be looking to bring in another striker to threaten Richarlison's place in the summer?
I can only hope so. I want us to. I definitely think we need, because I think Son out on the wing is actually really good for us because he can actually make those crosses into the box. Like I know 100 if Richarlison was on that left side trying to pass the ball and it's not going anywhere.
No.
I know Werner, and I agree. Like if Werner, I know he did it a few weeks ago, but this is a much harder pass to make. There was a lot more pressure. It needed to be spot on, and you need a top class player like Son to do that. And,
did you guys hear what Ange said about it, by the way?
No, what has Ange said?
Ange said that was a world-class moment from a world-class player and a world-class pass. Okay. So everything you're saying is what Ange said, basically. And he said it's so important to have Sonny back. But sorry, carry on, Aaron.
Ange knows ball. Aaron, actually, I was just going to say, so who else kind of impressed you in today's game? Who kind of stood out?
I think Sarr was pretty solid. I think Romero was, as a lot of people said, was solid in the back. I don't think our fullbacks were where they needed to be today. Porro and Udogie. Udogie's been kind of off the last couple weeks anyway. He was the reason why that Brentford game was as stressful as it was in that second half with that poor giveaway.
Yeah.
And Pedro Porro, he has speed. He can defend, but I just think today he wasn't on top of that. Maybe because in the second half he looked like he was struggling there for a good 20 minutes.
Yeah,
I thought he actually dealt with Matoma defensively pretty well, but he wasn't much of a threat going forward. I didn't feel.
Yeah,
Right,
agreed.
yeah.
But I do think he had an injury, didn't he? Like Aaron said, there was something going on.
I
there.
hope not, because I don't want to see Emerson Royal starting against Wolves. No offense, I love him. I love his vibes. I love his vibes, but I don't want to see him. I don't
Emma
want to see him
Goat.
play.
We can't deal with another injury again.
No, we're just getting our injuries back. And so, Aaron, in talking about hoping that we buy another striker, do you have any names in mind of players that you would like to see Tottenham going for?
Ooh.
Like, would you go?
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Would you go for Ivan Toney at Brentford, for instance, because he's going to be available?
I would definitely look at it. Especially if they can sell it at the right price. He's not a player I would overpay for. If it gets to the point where he's costing too much, I'd probably just go for someone who's more world class. But I think we definitely need someone who has speed, is technical, can actually help in the build up play as well. Because with every time Richarlison's up front, he's useless in the build up. He's absolutely useless. The only thing, like I said, the only thing he can do is shoot or head the ball into the net. But every time he passes the ball or is trying to move off the ball. It's sometimes it's horrific to watch.
Yeah.
And we need someone who's like technical as Son, but has like the speed of Johnson or even Van de Ven.
You're
Like
describing the perfect
someone who
player
can
there,
like
Aaron.
exactly.
Yeah.
But also someone who we can like kind of like what we did with Dragushin, where young, we can get him for a good price and who should become a really good player. Instead of someone who's older, but we're only going to have for like maybe a couple years or so. So I think Tony is definitely it's definitely one we should definitely look at, and maybe a few others that may pop up here or there that we notice.
We found ourselves shouting quite a lot at Pierre-Emile Højbjerg when he came on the pitch today. I wondered what you thought of his performance after he was brought
on. I didn't even agree with him coming on in the first place. I thought it was I don't think he's been good in the last few weeks. I don't think he was great today. He's slow. He's weak on the ball. It's just not someone we really. I think he's more weak-minded than anything, because he definitely has the body strength to like nudge players off the ball, but he's just I think he's very weak-minded and very similar to Richarlison, very slow to make decisions. But I think for today, I don't think I really noticed him that much. I don't think he benefited. I don't think he terribly hurt us too much, but I don't think he benefited us at all. He was just kind of just there. I wouldn't even know that he was playing. I think that's how we did today.
Yeah, I want to bring up just one more thing before I let you go, Aaron, because it's been talked about in the comments a fair bit. Brennan Johnson didn't really celebrate when he scored, and there seemed to be a little bit of anger there, and there's some discussion around whether that's because of the abuse he's been getting from various corners of the Spurs fan base. Obviously, there was an Instagram post he did a few weeks ago where he turned the comments off, which is a bit of a telltale sign.
Yeah.
What are your feelings overall, Aaron, and you, Josh, as well, on the kind of reactive nature of Tottenham fans or football fans these days, and kind of abusing players in public? And and when I say abuse, I don't mean constructive criticism about something you could have done better on the football pitch that day. I mean like literally DMing people and tagging people and abusing them and saying that they should death threats and get out of our club and stuff like that.
I'll let Aaron go first.
Yes. I think like I can't even say that's a passionate thing. That's just a ridiculous. Like no one should do that. I don't care if you're rivals with someone. You just don't. There are certain things you just don't say. And Johnson's young. Like with this whole young generation, it can affect the hell out of you so much that it gets to the point where you don't even want to show up to practice. You don't want to show up to games. Growing up playing soccer since I was 4, it happened a lot in the area that was like just constant parents fighting with one another, parents and coaches and all this like that doesn't help the team. It only hurts, and it affects the performance on the pitch. And at the end of the day, it's just bullshit. All of it. It shouldn't happen. Especially like there are older players who can like just say, I don't care what you have to say. But these younger players, they're trying to prove themselves. And if the entire fan base or a lot of the fan base, or even just one person says something that's vulgar towards them, something that's unnecessary to say, it just affects you mentally. And because I think Johnson is a good player. I think there's definitely something that he's not the best he could be right now, but I think in a few years he's going to be really, really good. He has the potential. Unlike some of our other youngsters that we've had over the years that have just like turned into nobody. He actually he scored goals already. Like I said, his spatial
as well.
Exactly. His spatial awareness is just he knows where to be. He knows where to be to get the goals. And then he just has lots of room to improve, which is good. And that's what we need.
I just want to chime in there. Sorry, you carry on.
But I think like this vulgar stuff it's ridiculous, and it's sickening. I don't care who you are. You don't say that to anyone, because no one deserves that.
I think he was just not celebrating because he thought it was offside. I think a lot of us, we were confused, weren't we? We were like, what's going on? I don't think that he was not celebrating as a point to the Tottenham fan base.
I just assume that every goal we score is not going to count.
Yeah.
So I don't really.
No, but the thing is,
Agreed.
the couple of weeks ago, the comments off. Also, the really bad abuse was actually before the last goal, which he celebrated. So why would you then go and not celebrate the next goal? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
good
that's
point.
what my thoughts on it, anyway.
Okay, good point. Aaron, thank
Yeah.
you so much for phoning in. Just before you go, one last thing. What made you support Tottenham from all the way over there in America?
It was one of those things where it just happened one day. I turned on the TV. This was like years and years and years ago. I was like 13, 14 years old. I turned on the TV, and I saw some of the American players at that time. That's what made me turn it on.
Dempsey
And I'm
and
Dempsey and
Yep,
DeAndre
yep.
Yedlin.
Yeah.
yeah.
and
And I'm like, oh, this is great. And then I just love the atmosphere. And then ever since then, I've been following them nonstop, passionate. My parents don't understand it too much when it comes to my big support. My dad's been a soccer coach.
Oh, nice.
He coached me my whole life. But my brother and I, on days like today, like he's a Manchester United fan, and him and I don't get along on weekends. But
Nice.
I wouldn't mind them beating Villa tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because
That's
I'd like
true.
to take that top 4 spot.
Yeah, brilliant. Aaron,
But
look,
yeah.
thanks so much for calling in.
Yeah.
Do call in again next week after the Wolves game.
course.
It'd be great to chat to you again, mate. Thanks so much.
Oh, I will.
Take care, Aaron.
Thank you so much. You too.
Man. Okay, guys, let's just do a few more comments. Great caller there, Aaron. I don't think I'd spoken to Aaron before, or
Same.
if I have, then I've forgotten, which is my fault. But I don't think I have. Starcrow says no. Richie was terrible on the ball. Needs to work on his passing. Kayla Main again. Thank you for commenting so many times, Kayla. I feel bad for Johnson. Anyone who says abusive shit like that isn't a fan.
Yeah.
Why would someone play better after that? It's true. Why would someone play better after that? I mean, one thing I'd say is, you know, and it's my ability to try and take things with a pinch of salt, I guess, is what the internet and social media has created is an ability for people to have a voice who previously wouldn't have a voice.
Yeah.
And actually a lot of things that they say are just trying to get reactions. And, you know, it's easy for me to say because I'm not the professional footballer being told how terrible they are, but, you know, I'm sure a lot of it is that kind of thing. PC Matt says Richarlison always needs clear tap-in chance to score. He can't dribble through to make a chance on his own. He always takes an extra touch before he touches the ball. Get the pigeon out of the club. I don't really agree with that. What do you think, Josh?
Like, the crazy thing is, I was so anti-Richarlison, like, for the first half of the season. And, like, now I've warmed up to him, I feel like the whole fan base is, like, with one game going against him. I don't think that's fair, to be honest.
The thing for me that I've always said is I have Everton family and friends who love him and Watford fans loved him, and I've seen enough kind of highlights of him at those clubs where he can score goals that we're not yet seeing him score, though last week we did.
Last week, he's
But
the
he
only
is-
reason we
But
got.
he's
got
always
points.
had that ability to open out and put it in that top corner like Sonny does, but he just, be it for his injury or the fact that one of the key things that I said last week, I'll say it again now, is I really feel like he is the kind of player who needs to feel like he's one of the main men, like a main man.
Yeah.
And I think while Sonny was away, he
Yeah.
realised that he probably was the main man.
Yeah.
And as a result, you know, he scored in pretty much every game and he scored the best goal he scored for us. So he's definitely got it in him.
Yeah.
But we need to keep supporting him so that he continues to have the confidence in which he can play his best football.
Fair enough.
Let's have a read through some more of these. Let's have a look. Hold on. Okay, Robert Hardy. The guy in the chat who thinks Johnson not celebrating is some kind of protest is based on nothing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I just think it's.
Dunno23 says that's what strikers are supposed to do. Most of Ronaldo's goals are tap-ins. This is answering to someone saying all Richarlison's goals are tap-ins. Ruud van Nistelrooy only never scored outside the box of Man United. And to be fair, I think Gary Lineker in his entire career, just going back a few years, but a Tottenham legend who was in the team the last time we won the FA Cup, he only scored one goal in his entire career from outside the box, I believe, which was in his last game for Spurs at Old Trafford.
Fair enough, but Lineker could actually lay off a pass.
I don't have enough recollection of Lineker's hold-up play to. I mean, look,
Well,
Richarlison
I've probably
can lay-
watched about 4 games of
Richarlison
his.
can lay off a pass, but it's just sometimes it bounces off him. I think there's another thing we need to think about a bit more, which is how blessed we were, and it's important that we remember how blessed we were to have this player.
Don't say his name.
Who not only
Do
was
not
a
say
number
his name.
9, but also a number 10, and was probably over years our best number 8 and defensive, set piece.
Offset
player as
pieces.
well.
He literally was world class in every facet apart from speed. That's it. Everything else, he was world class.
And free
Strength.
kick taking, and currently, although the last free kick he took for us, he put in the top corner. But his team, Bayern Munich, currently losing 1-0.
Come back. Are they?
1-0 to Bayer Leverkusen.
How Spurs would it be for Leverkusen to win their first Bundesliga when he gets there and he doesn't win a trophy? Can you imagine that?
Yes, I can. I can imagine it. Spicy comics. Abuse should not be tolerated in football. Respect should be given to those who give their best on the pitch. I think we all agree with that. PC Matt, though, is going from a different angle. Richarlison has no pace, composure, ball striking ability for an elite striker, and it's fair enough. If you think he's a player you can count on, you should never be complaining about titles.
I think that he is a great bench player. That's my thoughts on it.
Well, yeah, but, I am not sure whether at the amount of the budgets that we will have to spend, whether we are going to be able to buy a player who, in terms of plug and play, will score 9 in 9 games or whatever. Look, yes, do I think I'd be excited at us buying a young, exciting up-and-coming number 9? Sure, but you spend that kind of money on players, like 30 million on up-and-comers, they're not going to slot in and immediately score goals.
Yeah.
So, and we're not going to spend 100 million or more on Evan Ferguson, and he doesn't play every game for Brighton anyway.
He's been poor since that hat-trick, to be honest.
One thing I read earlier this morning, Troy Parrott is interesting, PSV Eindhoven and Ajax, because he's doing quite well over there. So it'll be interesting to see if he comes back in the summer, whether Ange likes the look of him. Sammy, are we threatening to play in... Yeah, why don't we play in Big Ange's press conference, and we'll have a little chat about that as we haven't got any calls.
What did you make of the performance?
No. Can't hear
Yeah,
it.
pleased.
He's not talking either. No, can't
Obviously
hear it
pleased
at the
with
moment. So just to
getting
let
the
you know
win.
at home, guys,
So,
Big Ange has done a press conference, but at the moment we aren't able to get
we
the
just-
sound. But
We send it to you and then they can hear it. Maybe.
Well, we need to hear it as
Josh,
well.
what do you think about the people who talk about Big Ange not looking journalists in the eye when he speaks to them? Don't you think that's like the most bonkers thing ever, where they're just like, there are people who just like tweet in, they're just like, it's disrespectful not to look a man in the eye.
No, I
It's
don't...
like, no, he's just thinking, so he says the right thing. It's
Yeah.
obvious.
And also, he's... although he's... what's the word? He comes across as quite a masculine person. He clearly has an anxious cough, I feel like. Have you heard that? You know that cough? Have you ever
It's
heard
a nervous cough that comes out in press
Exactly,
conferences
so
where he's
it's-
worried about saying the wrong thing, I think.
Exactly, and some of the strongest men in my life have had anxiety. Do you know what I mean? So my point is that, like, he's not looking them in the eye because he's got 5 million people watching him at that moment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So,
Right, so Sammy, I can see from the comments that they can hear it at home.
I'm going to upload it to the channel quickly.
okay.
Okay,
You can,
we can watch it on YouTube.
yeah, you can watch it.
Okay,
Nice.
or you can WhatsApp to me if you want. I don't mind. Meanwhile, Wolves at home next game. Gary O'Neill will set them up, I think, to be pretty tight. The away game was, we got that early goal, didn't we, through Brennan Johnson, and then just imploded. I remember feeling at the time,
You're going to say the exact same thing that I'm
I'm
going to
not
say
sure, but
about
I remember
you.
feeling at the time that I was disappointed that we didn't just hack the ball forward in the last 5 minutes. But then also people got on Eric Dyer's back for playing the ball down the line.
Yeah.
And
I
kicking-
remember,
and kicking it out.
Yeah.
I guess one of the benefits of today, one of the few positives, was that I didn't have to have that last 10-minute having a meltdown where people were commenting last week, oh, Barnaby's having his usual last 10-minute meltdown where we're winning, which I do because I find it difficult us trying to play football around and losing the ball high up the pitch when we're winning. But yeah, do you see Spurs having, we've got a week to prepare for the Wolves game. Do you think we'll control?
Do you know what I was going to
that
say?
game?
What I was going to say, this is slightly off topic, but when we scored that first 5 minute, what was it, the 4th minute goal against Wolves?
Yeah.
I said to myself, maybe we're actually title challengers, because I thought everyone was injured, and I thought we were coming out and making a statement that we're not going away, even though we collapsed under Chelsea and all that.
Yeah.
And then we just went and threw it
Was
away.
it the
But
game
anyway,
straight after Chelsea?
yeah. Straight after Chelsea, we go up the other. Do you know what I mean? Straight away and score away. And I remember this group chat that I'm in with lots of other supporters going, "Oh, they're already 1-0 up, whatever." Anyway, I think it should actually be an easier game. I do think it should be an easier game because we, if we play the right players and we have Basuma on the pitch, we have Maddison on the pitch, and we have Kulu on the pitch. Those three are key for me. We can break down that low block they're going to do. It's not really a low block. It's a kind of a mid block, I suppose, from Wolves.
Yeah.
But they're not going to be as high pressing as Brighton. I don't feel like we're going to get passed off the park like we did today.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it slightly more, and it's at home as well. We have to, although we didn't beat. I remember during that Conte run-in when we were going for top 4 against Arteta, thinking if we beat Wolves, we're shooing for top 4, and then we drew against them.
Right.
I think, didn't we?
James Maddison told TalkSport that Ange Postecoglou gave Spurs a kick up the bum at half-time to make them perform better. I'm just trying to find some of the quotes from Ange's press conference. Obviously, it may be worth talking about, actually. Ange was pretty forthright on his opinions on this potential new blue card that might be brought in, right? What are your thoughts on that?
I think the way Ange described it is brilliant.
Yeah.
I love how he just speaks.
Didn't he just say it would ruin the game?
Yeah, he said, do you know what that's going to do to our game, mate?
Yeah.
I wish I could do an Australian accent. I can't. And yeah, I totally agree with him. No one's going to play any football apart from maybe Man City. When you go a man down and you know that they're coming back in 10 minutes, it's different when you're a man down for the rest of the game. If you're a man down and you know they're coming back on, you're just going to waste time until they do, aren't you?
Yeah. Got a little super chat here. Simon Kerwood just says long COVID concerned. I mean, what is he talking about?
About who?
Doesn't say.
Maybe
But,
me.
Thank you very much. Should say, guys, as ever, do call in if you're a member. We're waiting for some more callers. Do give us a call if you're a member. If we don't get any more callers, then we will stop this in a bit. Obviously, it's been a great day, and maybe you're all out getting pissed like I want to be, but unfortunately not able to at the moment. Maybe they're talking about Ange's cough. Yeah, Simon Kerwood says Ange's cough. Yeah,
That's a good point.
Got it. Long COVID, yeah. Yeah. Well, do give us a call if you're able to. Thank you for the super
Shall
chat,
I go
Simon.
through
Appreciate that.
Ange Postecoglou's quote on today's
Yeah,
match?
you do that, and I'm just going to briefly go to the toilet while you do.
No worries.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so Ange said, pleased with getting the win, and I thought that we probably deserved it in the end for our endeavours. Fair to say the first half wasn't great. Part of that is because Brighton are a good side, obviously. They're well coached and very disciplined, and we weren't. We just took a few liberties with our football. Our effort and our work rate, there were a few things that we have been really good at this year, but we just didn't do it in the first half, which I totally agree with. I think that first half was awful. As far as like beating the press, being aggressive, winning those 50-50s, everything that me and Barnaby were talking about. So, and then he goes on to say, I thought the second half was a lot better. It's always difficult when you're chasing a game because the opposition can catch you on the break. But I thought for the most part we handled it well, and I'm pleased. What else did he say? We had guys who could come in and make an impact in the game, and that happened, which is true. We haven't had the feeling of having quality on the bench for such a long time this season. I'm trying to think back, because even, back to those first 10 games, we didn't have a ready-made replacement for Basuma. I rate Bentancur much higher than Højbjerg, and it's just a different feeling having that kind of quality to bring off the bench. I'm hoping Basuma starts next game. We really get back into our rhythm, and Bentancur is then against tired legs in the last 25 minutes of games instead, where his physical attributes can actually make a difference. So yeah, I'm a lot more positive. We have to do the business against Wolves, but I'm glad.
Okay, so should we play the press conference?
At the same time.
What, so that I do it at the same time?
Yeah. Like, tell me when you've done it.
Okay, hold on. Alright, just got an advert going. So this is pure technology we're showing you guys here, where we're gonna play it on my computer, and at the same time you guys are gonna hear it. Okay, hold on. So mine is about to start playing. Are you ready?
Yeah. Tell me when you click play.
clicking play now.
Deserved it in the end with the endeavours, but fair to say first half wasn't great. Part of that was because Brighton are a good side. You know, they're well coached, very disciplined, and we weren't.
He's the nervous cough.
You know, we just took a few liberties with our
start again.
football and our effort, our work rate. There was a lot of things that.
You tell me when to wait. Thank you for waiting for us, guys. But if any of you had phoned in, we wouldn't be doing this, frankly. But
Yeah.
we're going to play you the press conference starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
The result, what did you make of the performance?
Yeah, pleased. Obviously pleased with getting a win, and I thought, probably deserved it in the end with the endeavours, but fair to say first half wasn't great. Part of that was because Brighton are a good side. You know, they're well coached, very disciplined, and we weren't. We just took a few liberties with our football and our effort, our work rate. There was a lot of things.
Exact quote.
All right.
We kind
I
of
haven't heard it.
been really good at this year. We just didn't do it in the first half. I thought the second half was obviously a lot better. Makes it difficult when you're chasing the game because the opposition are always capable of catching you on the break. But I thought for the most part we handled it well, and I guess pleasing that we kind of had guys who could come on and make an impact for the game, and I thought that happened.
Obviously, how important is that being able to just have these options to turn to and change matches?
Yeah, very important. I said, I think at the beginning of the year, fair to say, we won a few games late because of that. And, we have that capability now, putting guys on who can make an impact. And I thought they did today. But it also keeps guys on their toes if they're not performing, and gives me some options. Go ahead.
Thanks. Just how much did the team draw on the last game at Brentford when you're in a similar position, 1-0 down, to keep going and get the goals?
Yeah, look, I don't question the guys' sort of character and mentality. We've done that a number of times this year, but like I said, I was really disappointed with the way we went about it first half, and you can't get away from that. And we've got to this point because of certain things we do, and I was disappointed we went away from that. But you can't question the character. Like that response was positive. It's very easy in that kind of scenario to sort of go in your shell or feel sorry for yourself. But I've never felt that with this group. I think they always respond in the right way when sort of given that sort of guidance, and I felt they took it on board in the second half, and it made a difference to the game.
And now you've got all your players back, building some momentum, you can see a strong end to the season.
Well, it should be, and I said the press conference that we've got that platform, but you still got to do it, and maybe we were guilty of that. Maybe we thought we'd just roll out there today because we've got a strong squad and things that happen. But there's opposition out there, and I said Brighton are a good side, and we didn't have the right mindset, and it doesn't matter what kind of players you got, what kind of squad you got. If you go away from the important things that get you to where you are, then it's kind of becomes meaningless. So
Remember that.
Yeah, and I think
as I said, I think
bit of a let off
the second half was better, and that gives us a little bit more of kind of impetus and momentum to keep going. And as I said, I guess it keeps everyone on notice because we do have options now.
There's been a little bit of talk lately about the late goals you conceded. I think that's 8 points. You've now won with goals in the 90 minutes. Does that sort of show why you want the team to play the way they're doing to keep that?
Yeah, look, it's I wasn't trying to be flippant the other day, but it is. I mean, if you look at all my teams historically, they've always done that because kind of the way we approach it is that the clock and the scoreboard shouldn't dictate how you play. So if that's your mentality, we should always be looking for goals, irrespective of sort of whether we're winning 1-0 or losing 1-0. Now, sometimes that kind of feels counterintuitive when you're winning 1-0, but I think it helps you in games like this when you're chasing the game because really you don't have to change anything.
100%. That is why it's so important.
The players know, well, this is
A draw
what we
would
do
be
anyway,
lovely
so
there,
it doesn't mean a major shift. And I think if you're trying to become a team that's dominant and wins games of football, I just felt I'd rather err on that side than
I think they can.
sort of try and protect things that you have.
Yeah, but I think they were rubbish last year, most of the year, and they still got results. You know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not really sure what, confident. I was putting on some good players and guys who can make an impact. But again, they've got to do that, and especially in that sort of midfield front third, we've been pretty limited lately in terms of what we can do, just to give us a little bit more energy. Because obviously, like I said, Brighton were doing well, but they're working really hard to stay in the game, and they're going to get tired. And then the fact that we could bring on at least 2 attacking players who are going to be a threat, and it maybe looks simple, but that ball that Sonny plays, that's a world-class player who in a clutch moment finds the right pass. You can't do that if you can't bring him on if it's somebody else, and even Brendan getting on the far post, we worked really hard with him to do that. So it's not about confidence. I feel like with the squad we have for today and hopefully moving forward, is that we do have that ability,
and he just doesn't have the pace
irrespective of where the game's at, to finish games strong. Rachel?
I want to see Declan Madison in the middle.
No, I don't think so. I mean, Destiny went off, but
when we're chasing
I'm
games.
not sure if it was cramp, but everyone else was okay as far as I know. So.
Was that about Poro? All right.
Destiny, I think.
We've got Sonny back after a lot of games. Was there any worries about fatigue for him, or was it always your intention to bring him on in the second half?
No, we were worried about fatigue. That's why we brought him on in the second half. So, he was ready to play, he wanted to play, but, if you look at, their 2 of their games went to extra time. Last game was pretty draining as well. So the fact that, we had options, I mean, if we were desperate, he probably would have started, but the fact that we had other options meant we could protect him, and I think it was better for him that he kind of came on and played the minutes he did.
Dan, last one, please.
Andrew, come to expect it from Sonny, but after the disappointment he had at the Asia Cup and with very limited time, as you say, to deliver it at the moment you need it, and that's what a captain's all about.
Yeah, and look, maybe the nation he plays for works against him, but I think he's a world-class player. You look at his record in the Premier League, the toughest league in the world, and he's goal contributions, irrespective of how the team's
fair
gone
enough.
through the time he's been here, have always been right up there.
Right, okay.
Even this year, before he left, I think he was probably the best attacking player in the competition, just my opinion, obviously, but certainly he'd be up there. And like I say, he's a world-class player, and I thought we did well to cover his absence. Richie obviously, stepped up in terms of goal threat and a few other players, but to have a world-class player back for the run-in is brilliant for us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Sonny.
Yeah.
It's easy to forget how much a difference there is between certain players in terms of making the correct decisions at the correct times. And he said about it being clutch, and it really was a clutch moment. And it is great to have him back for the run-in, actually. We need to wrap him in cotton wool, make sure that he doesn't get injured or anything. What did you make of his press conference? He's just always pretty honest. It's such a far cry from Conte, where it was just all about game playing.
Yeah.
He just says it as it is.
And just to stick on Sonny there, that is why I do call for him to start through the middle. I'm not saying, obviously he did well from the left there, but his best output has been through the middle this season. I think he scored the most goals in those games as a striker, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I kind of do want to see him get back to starting in the middle, because he's our only world-class player. That's where he's been best, yeah? So I want to maximise him. On the press conference, like you say, it's hard to kind of unpack too much, because he's such a straight talker, Ange, isn't he? Ange literally just says it how it is, and you find it hard to disagree with anything that he's saying. What I would say is on Sonny again, it's just clear there's a different twinge in his voice when he talks about Sonny. Yeah. He loves Sonny, doesn't he? He loves the fact that he's got this world-class player, and he understands that he's so vital to anything we're going to do moving forward.
Yeah, Star Crow has said, I think Kulu and Madders midfield would be too attacking with Abyss or Bentancur in the 6, and Højbjerg only plays well as a sub. We did have that second half turnaround against Brentford because he went more attacking. I can see why He didn't really today because maybe we'd have been too open. But I do wonder whether against a Palace or someone he might risk it with a proper 6 and then then a Kulusevski. I actually know he won't because he loves Sarr so much.
I wouldn't start them, but I'm saying when we're chasing games, I would
I
consider
think where possible from here, he will probably just try and play
Basuma, Sarr, Maddison.
Sarr, Maddison.
It's
They
the
have
play as
chemistry.
well.
They have chemistry.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to give you one more chance. Phone in. If not, we're going to close this one up. But listen, more importantly than that, how good is it to have the rest of our weekend knowing that Spurs have got 3 points? Aston Villa versus Man United tomorrow. Chelsea, I think, also have a difficult game on Monday. Not that they're anywhere near us, but you know what I'm talking about.
Arsenal play tomorrow as well. Hopefully they bottle it.
Where are Arsenal playing tomorrow?
Someone easy, I think. It's West Ham, actually.
West Ham
West Ham
away,
away.
isn't
Declan Rice returning.
Yeah, and of course, last season they were 2-0 up at the London Stadium in the run-in and then conceded 2 goals. And they lost at the London Stadium earlier this season.
They've lost twice this season to West Ham.
Cup. And then also, West Ham got stuffed in their last game, didn't they?
Yeah.
So Moyes will want a reaction.
Yeah.
So you just don't know.
That would complete this weekend if they
Sean
lose.
Lynch says Barnaby, I have to say, was so negative all game, unrealistically negative. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I
disagree
I wouldn't
with that,
fully
Sean.
disagree. What I'd say is I just got very frustrated. I got very frustrated at our inability to keep the ball as well as Brighton were able to. And I read something actually, I think it might have been from Invert the Wing. Do you follow him on Twitter? He's quite outspoken kind of football coach.
I actually like him. I don't care. I don't care
It
what
might have been
anyone
him.
says,
It
I
might
like
have been
him.
Harry Brooks, but one of the kind of coaching guys said that one of our problems is that we're so narrow and don't spread the field. That when we are keeping the ball, we're easy to press because they know to press us all very narrow and there's not really an out ball.
Yeah.
You can keep it. And I don't know, I just found that frustrating. I do feel like against a team like Brighton, we should be able to keep the ball as well as they do.
Yeah.
And we weren't able to in that first half. But maybe I was overly negative because certainly I would agree that in the second half, other than that kind of 15 minutes that you've talked about, we did really wrestle back the momentum and the control. So I'm never afraid to receive feedback. And of course, football is a subjective thing, and I just desperately wanted us to win this game.
Same.
And now that we've won this game, I do feel like it's a real foothold into a position where we can maybe over the next couple of weeks, 3 weeks or so, really ram home that top 4, top 5 position.
Hopefully.
And then go into that, obviously the Villa game, but then into that April where we've got those 4 matches against those teams above us, where Ange can just say to them, if we get these points before then, he can say to them, no one's expecting shit from you here.
Yeah, exactly.
You go and take points off these teams and get some wins, and who knows?
Yeah. Just on that quickly, is it 4 teams? I remember that we have Newcastle in there that we thought at the start of the season was going to be up there, but they're not.
Well,
so isn't it Liverpool, Arsenal?
Yeah, but it's games where it's like Newcastle, Arsenal, Liverpool, City. And then
is it City as well?
And then
Yeah.
also the Chelsea game will be rearranged for some time around then as
Oh
well.
my God,
or early
what
May.
a tough April it's going to be. Wow. But I totally agree. This was the big one for me because this was the one where we had the excuses. This was the one where Son couldn't start and he's got the, going home from the Asia Cup heartbreak. Basuma's coming back from malaria. He couldn't start. We've had to play players that we, everyone's saying we've got a fully fit squad, but we didn't have a fully fit first 11. Yeah. Next week, we should have everyone with a full week of training behind them. Hopefully no training injuries or any stupid things like that. Yeah. Hopefully we have everyone back, and I'm hoping that we can start playing the football we were before. And I think today the result was more important than the performance for me, and it always was. So I'm glad the result came through.
Guys, we've given you just about an hour.
Yeah.
I hope you're all out in the pub having a great time, enjoying that last-minute win. It's always an amazing feeling getting the limbs of a last-minute victory, especially at home. So long may it continue. Enjoying your weekend of Tottenham Hotspur loving. Don't forget, guys, if you're not subscribed to We Are Tottenham TV, make sure you press that subscribe button, press that bell button so you get notifications about when all the latest content is out. If you like some of the stuff I've been saying, my daily podcast is called the Spurred On Podcast. You can go to @BarnabySlater_ in the title of this video. Click on that, press subscribe. You can also find me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc., etc. Well done today, mate. Josh, you were excellent. It was lovely to spend it with you. We've got a 100% record together now on these watch-alongs. So long may that continue. But most importantly, before Wolves next week, come Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.